Welcome to Camp Whisperwood, everyone. You are about 12 years old. It's a summer camp that you had asked your parents, you had entreated them, please send me again, actually. You've all been here before. You love this place. Let's do, actually, before we get too much farther, we'll do a fun flyover of Camp Whisperwood so you can see what it looks like from the air. It's a few hundred acres. It's actually in Maine, and you're starting out in I guess it's your second week, about mid-June. So it's nice and cool, actually. Although this morning, it's very, very cold. What do I mean by this morning? Well, it turns out that you are enthralled with, in love with, and everybody is, a girl named Tilly Valentine. She's the smartest. She is the bravest. Everyone has a crush on her. She is perhaps the reason you wanted to come back to this camp, and the reason why you are now standing out on the dock of Camp Whisperwood right now at 5 o'clock in the morning. Why would you do that? It's because Tilly has said, you know what? I double dare you to come out with me tomorrow morning before camp starts and do a cold plunge into Whisperwood Lake. And if you do, you get to join my special club, Team Tilly, and we're all going to be best friends this summer. And of course, all of you said, of course we'll come out. And now you're standing there on the dock, and it's going to be a test of your fortitude and your bravery, and also your ability to keep your heads above this icy water. Investigators, you can say no if you want to, but right now Tilly is asking you, will you take the leap with her? If you are going to jump, we're going to do two things. We're going to have you do a gym class roll, just to see how well you get into that water, if there's any artistry to your cannonball, for example. And then we're also going to do a nice constitution roll to see how well you handle that cold water. I'll tell you what, though, no matter what, Tilly goes first. She doesn't even wait. She is actually running and jumping into the air, saying 3, 2, 1 as she screams, and then lands in the water. Giant splash, very impressive cannonball. Tilly went first, everybody. Are you going to dive into the water also?
Yes. Question, do we keep our clothes on or not?
Everybody's got their bathing suits on. You knew that it was going to be a jump into the water, and you're all 12. Let's keep this PG. Like,
When I was 12 at camp. Yeah, anyway. Um,
okay, so gym class rolls all the way around if you're going in. If you're
Right.
going to resist, that's fine too.
Go for it.
Oh,
Oh, how are we doing here?
Oh, ouch.
Okay, so that's that's not
yeah.
good at all. Okay, so and then we got two failures. Okay, so then let's just do the Constitution now as well. All right, so Jonny got a regular success for that Constitution roll, and Jonathan got a failure, and Matthew got a failure. All right, and so the fumble, let's see, that came from Jonathan. What do you imagine that looks like?
That sounds to me like a belly flop to, like the one that turns your whole front red and painful.
The high impact belly flop? Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
But I think you did well for the Constitution roll, right? So
I merely failed it.
you merely failed.
I,
Okay. Well, that's what that means. That's a 1 point hit point loss. Then, as you slam in flat on the water, it does make a really big splash. So everybody's kind of impressed by that, and you get the wind sort of knocked out of you a little bit, right? Let's see. And then so Jonny, you failed also, right? Right, you failed the gym class roll, and you failed.
Nope.
No, you
Okay.
got a regular success for the Constitution roll. So it was not graceful.
Yep.
It was not graceful, that cannonball that went in. But boy, and that water's bracing. But otherwise, you're just there. You're treading water. No big deal. Kind of a little bit of regret. But of course, Matthew, you have I think regret all around, right? Because you failed both
Lots of
roll,
regret.
right? Unless you're going to use some luck, right, to try to be successful here, be
Right.
more impressive. There's nothing wrong with that. Just to remind you, you can do that, or to push a roll and say, you know what, I made a better plan for how I'm going to go in. Okay, so,
That was nice.
but you didn't fumble at least, right? So you didn't impress Tilly with your jump in, and you're going to have a sniffle probably for some part of the day, but it's not going to have any sort of hit point impact or anything like that. But you might find out later you have more of a cold from being in this cold water. So you're treading water right now, investigators, and Tilly looks very graceful, like the equivalent of a human dolphin. And she sort of takes her hands and, great job, everybody. Welcome to Team Tilly. I'm so proud of you. Right? And you can all, even though you feel sort of cold, you're flushed a little bit. You're feeling a little bit warm because you're glad at least that you had the guts. This was a test of your gumption. Now I need you all to do a luck roll. Okay, so that's a regular success for Jonny, and a failure for Matthew, and a failure for Jonathan, and the lowest luck, or actually the highest luck. So the worst failure then is Jonathan. Okay, so I think that's right. Right, you have the worst,
The highest
the
number?
highest luck. Right.
Are we
Oh,
looking at the
oh yeah.
gray?
Oh, that's right. No.
Which
Oh,
box am I looking at?
it's Matthew. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right. Matthew. Okay,
that's the 93.
the 93.
Is it the 93 we're looking at? Okay.
93. All right, and we'll all get this
I'm
back.
still working through the UX
Me
here.
too. Me too. We'll have Jonny interpret everything that comes out for us. Like, well, it should say this, but instead it says this.
I'll be crying.
Okay. So what does that mean? It means Matthew. So you're treading water, maybe having just a little bit of trouble breathing. You kind of float down a little bit. You gulp a little bit of water, and you're trying to pull yourself back up. And you feel something grab your leg and pull you down into Whisper Lake. It's kind of holding onto you and dragging you a foot down, 2 feet down. You can see the sun starting to rise over the ridge. There's a little bit of light right above the water, but for some reason you are stuck under the water exactly, below the point at which you have to breathe, right? And you're starting to feel a little bit of panic, right, when you're looking down, but it's complete darkness underneath your feet. Make a sanity roll. Okay, that's a 1d3 sanity loss. Investigators, you see Matthew struggling. Are you going to try to help him?
Yes.
Okay, so gym
Yeah.
class rolls, because there's no other swimming skill. We're just going to see how this goes. All right, so Jonny, what does that mean? So you're, I guess, able to quickly kind of assess, like, his head's been underwater for too long. What's going on with this? And you swim over to where he is, and you see him sort of struggling, and you grab his arm, let's say, and you pull him up. And at that moment, Matthew, your foot is released, and you burst through the surface of the water, taking big gulps of breath. Everyone, you can do a spot hidden or something like that, or whatever they call it.
That notice stuff.
Notice stuff roll. That's right. Thank you for translating. All right. So notice stuff. There's a failure from Matthew. Of course, that makes sense. Right? He's just been struggling to breathe. But Jonathan and Jonny,
Noticing that there's air.
you're just glad that there's both of you see like a kind of a dark shape under the water, but then it's gone. It's like a figment of your imaginations. And Tilly didn't notice at all what was happening while this was going on. She was sort of looking back at the dock just to make sure that nobody was coming by, no camp counselors or anything who would yell at you for getting into the lake too early without supervision. And so she's starting to climb up out onto the pier there, in her Camp Whisperwood bathing suit, which is kind of a hideous purple, pink, blue, fluorescent job, right, appropriate to the era. And she's grabbing a towel and sort of toweling off. And she says, "Okay, guys, I'll see you later. I'm going to go get dressed and get ready for the day." Right? And the rest of you're there in the water, or unless you're climbing out.
I'm climbing out. It's cold in here.
I'm making sure that Matthew's okay. Seeing if he needs help getting out.
Oh yeah, is there a role for that? There might not be. Or there's like a is there a first aid type role?
There is a first aid. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
a be
not
a
sure if he
pal.
needs it. Yeah, there's be a pal. I don't think he's gone into any sort of mania at this point, right? What was your sanity loss from that? Did you roll your 1d3?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
2.
it was 2. Okay, so he's shaken a little bit. And Matthew, all you know is something grabbed onto your leg, and then you think something
Yeah,
grabbed
so
onto your leg. Maybe you're just a bad swimmer.
I'll tell him. I swear there was something that grabbed my leg. It was trying to pull me down.
Yeah, we saw something. Something was down there. There's no question. Something was down there.
Let's get
Weird.
the fuck out.
Yeah, don't worry. I
Sounds
think all
good.
of the water sports and so on were done over the weekend, right? So all your canoeing. So you probably won't be going back into the water anytime soon, until possibly the swim test over the weekend. By the way, everybody should have a newsletter with the schedule for the week. That should be available in your journal. Do you see that, the Whisperwood Weekly Dispatch?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. And I will let you know. It's not Sunday. You've already gone through that. It's not. It's actually Monday, June 17th, everybody. So in a little while, you'll have a chance to do a little bit of archery. But for now, you probably want to get ready for the day. I'm going to move this picture of the dock. Change this layer, and I'll put it. I'll put this up here in case anybody decides to go back to the dock later. And investigators, your cabins are over here on the lower line, and you have, I think, a few other campers are around. Or let me set the scene for you a little bit here. So there are many campers here over the summer, probably something in the neighborhood of 50 or 60 of them. You don't know most of them, but you do know Tilly. So she's in the lower line cabin. She's back there somewhere getting ready for her day. There are a lot of other anonymous campers that are just sort of around, that maybe at some point, you see them in the dining hall. They're just going to be represented by this kind of generic camper icon. So there are tons of these kids just running around all over the place. You also wind up meeting at some point Aggie Dyer. She is kind of the queen bee. She's always trying to get people to do what she says. She's mean, insults everyone she sees. She's probably still in bed right now, and then she's going to try to convince someone to, bring her breakfast in bed rather than having to get up and go into the dining hall. So you all should also have in your journals now a Camp Whisperwood map, so you know all of the different locations here. I would say what you should do is probably go back to your cabin, dry off a little bit, and get ready for your day, because you know it's a full schedule. What are you going to do?
That's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you can move up.
And then have breakfast.
That's an idea. Okay, very good. So you can move over to the lower line cabins. Go ahead and do that. We'll have you get ready for your day. Maybe what I'll do as well is I'll show you a little picture of what your cabin looks like from the outside. So we'll say, I'm going to move this. We don't need that spooky logo anymore. Oops. I'm going to take, this is what your cabin looks like from the outside, and we will move it over to the map so you can get a view of this. And we'll kind of keep it tucked up here in this corner so you can have a view of that. And from the inside, investigators, it looks like this. Kind of Spartan, bare bones, a little colorful, right? Just to make it cheerful. And that's where you'll have your kind of headquarters, your base of operations for the week, if you will. So I'll take that and let's move it over here so you can see where that is. And you all know each other already, right? So you're rooming together. Let's see, what else do you need to know? Let me pause. Do you have questions or comments about anything so far, or any plans for anything you're going to do?
Do I have the top bunk?
He gets the top. You guys want to fight about that, or did you already agree?
I'm sure we already agreed.
Yeah,
It's
we
not
must have already
wrestling.
flipped coins or whatever.
Yeah. Whoever's on the bottom bunk gets to see a bunch of initials carved into the bottom bunk, or sorry, the back of the top bunk. I'm sure that's not weakening the bunk's structure in any way. It's probably just just shallow cuts mostly. Okay. Very good. And investigators, just to give you the whole lay of the land, you can see there are cabins interspersed throughout. There are activity areas. You're nestled in a kind of a valley where there are some geographic features. Maybe I'll take a moment and tell you a few other things that you will want to know. So, I've already told you about Billy, and I've already told you, and so here is a nice handout about Tilly. Everybody's got a crush on her. And then, of course, there's Aggie. Everybody wants to avoid her whenever possible. And there are a few camp counselors as well. Oh, there's one more thing we have to do. I'll have to figure out how we're going to do this. But let me tell you a little bit about the camp counselors. So there's Aloysius. You could think of him as an ultra nerd. So anything that might be a nerdy kind of hobby, he's interested in that. D&D, for example. Then there's Blaine, and all of the camp counselors are about 3 years older than you. Blaine is interested in altered states of consciousness, shall we say. So she's got an interesting perspective about reality. There's Jackie. Jackie is the jockey one. That'll be easy to remember. And then there's the last counselor, Gordo. Probably he should have just changed his name to Emo instead of Gordo. That's kind of his worldview. So, investigators, we're going to do one thing, which is I need you to elect a single person to roll a d4. That d4 is going to determine who your camp counselor is. We're going to do that in order, right? So if you get a 1, it's Aloysius. If you get a 2, it's Blaine. If you get a 3, it's Gordo, right? And if you get a 4, it's Jackie. And each of those counselors is going to impart to you a certain kind of bonus for this game. But I'm not going to tell you what the bonus is until we figure out who the counselor is. So, how are you going to decide who gets to roll the d4 to get the random assignment of a camp counselor for the lower line cabins? Or you could also go like, not me. I don't want it to be on the hook for that.
I've already fumbled once. I don't know that it should be put in my hands.
Either way is fine.
I've been on a pretty good luck roll this round.
Yeah,
Why don't you do it?
you could use up more of your good luck, your good rolls. I think that would be ideal if possible. It sounds like everybody's in agreement. So roll a d4. Oh, a 4.
Oh no.
That's Jack, right?
Oh, I
Jackie.
thought it was Goth guy. All right, okay.
Wait, yeah, I'm sorry. I meant to do it alphabetical.
Yeah, alphabetical.
Yes.
Yeah.
A, B, G, J. So Jackie.
Yeah, okay,
Doc.
good.
So here's the problem with Jackie as your camp counselor. She's really into physical fitness. Which means that in the first week of camp, she, as your camp counselor, was really having you drop for push-ups, do some running to pass the time. I know we've got a little time before lunch. Let's go for a light jog, etc. So let me just look up the bonus that you get from having Jackie as your camp counselor, so that I can.
Okay,
Oh,
so
she's going to give you a bonus to gym class. So
We need that.
what does that mean? That means like every time you roll gym class, you can add 20 to your result. She's whipped you into shape. I mean, teenage bodies are pretty malleable, right? So even if you were nerdy, just make a note. Somebody, yes, exactly. Gym class plus 20 to any gym class roll for the duration of the game. All right, so maybe this had worked out. Okay, and by the way, later on is archery and an obstacle course, so that might come in handy. All right, so
I just want to know how a goth guy got hired as a camp count. Like, seems so unlikely.
he lives
Gordo.
nearby. Can you show up to work on time? He's like, yeah, totally. I like walking in the dark woods. And they're like, and he likes nature as well. So much better than people. That's why.
Got it.
Don't worry, he's the one who'll tell you the stories around the campfire. You'll like those. Okay, investigators, all dried off now.
Yep.
Jackie's coming by the cabin to just make sure everybody's ready to go to breakfast. She's like, good morning, everyone. You're gonna need a lot of nutrition to get through today's archery class and the obstacle course later. So load up as much as you can. Carbo load, as a matter of fact. And build up that energy, because later on, boy, you're gonna need it. And she's like looking at all of you, bright-eyed. Probably when you were in the lake, she was out for a jog somewhere, but farther away where you didn't see her. Okay, so investigators, how about that breakfast? Do you want to go to the dining hall?
Yep.
Let's have you do this then. If you can you find that location on the map? Actually, tell me where that is.
6. Number 6. Yeah.
And you can move yourselves over there, so you have a nice sort of leisurely walk over there. Even though Jackie would prefer that you run, I'll move the dining hall. Oh, sorry, I'm covering everything up for you, unfortunately. But if you can roughly make your way over to the right location. Here's what the dining hall looks like. And in the dining hall, you'll get to meet another person. So there's a friendly old lady. Her name is Ernestine Stinson. Everybody calls her Ernie. She's a motherly type, so she's going to overfeed you every time you come to the dining hall here at Camp Whisperwood. You've got full trays of everything you might want out there. She's encouraging you to take as much food as you want from the buffet, and you actually wind up seated at a table. There are going to be tons of other campers coming in and out as well. I'll move a bunch of them over to the same area where you're going to be, wherever that is. I've lost you already. Number 6. Sorry. Wait, where did I put number 6? Oh yeah, there you are.
Center top.
Everybody else is there too. Okay, so and let's see, Matthew, you had a bit of a sniffle from before, right? You're probably recovered from that. Investigators, people are coming in and out. Is there anything in particular? I'm going to actually move these extra campers off the map because I don't want to have to keep track of them. Just assume there are people around you all the time and it's not just a lonely camp with just the 3 of you. Okay. Investigators, is there anything you want to do in particular? Do you want to talk to Ernie Stinson? Are you looking around for other camp counselors?
I want to talk to Tilly.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
She's sitting at a table by herself for a moment, kind of writing in a little journal. You know, she's one of those people who records everything that goes on over the course of a day. You're on Team Tilly now, right? So, and you made a pretty good showing this morning, or good enough. But let's have you do a little social roll with her, just to see how she responds to you.
That'd be a pal thing again,
Be a
or
pal. Hey,
right.
pal. Yeah, that's pretty good. So she gestures for you to sit down with her, and she says, "Well, we're a week plus in. How's it going? How are you liking the camp?"
I'm liking it great. And you're here, and we're having a great time. Man, this morning was amazing.
It's pretty bracing, right? Maybe we should do that every morning while we're here.
We could. I was a little worried about what happened with Matthew. He seemed to struggle a bit. Looked like there was something down there.
Oh, did he get caught on a rock or something like that? It's supposed to be deeper right there near the dock.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe it was a weird fish, or maybe some I don't know, seaweed that moved around. I don't know.
Is he a good swimmer?
Think so. Yeah, I don't think we'd be in Jackie's cabin if we weren't all good swimmers.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm glad that you were looking out for him. That was very kind of you.
I love that. That's just great, Tilly. That's great. Thank you.
And Jonathan and Matthew, what are you doing? I think you overhear a little bit of this, and Matthew, you hear Jonny talking smack about you in particular. Oh, what? No. I don't know. How would you interpret it?
Okay. So I'll butt it. No, actually, I'm a really good swimmer. I swear there's something that grabbed my foot.
It's like she said. Do you mean like a fish got you or something like that, or was it an alligator? And her eyes get really wide.
I didn't feel any teeth, but it definitely wanted to pull me down.
Let me see your ankle.
Okay.
All right, so you pull.
So I'll show her.
So yeah, your ankle looks fine.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I was hoping for some sort of evidence or something like that. You know, she doesn't have a magnifying glass, but she's sort of giving you the once over, and she's actually grabbing your ankle. You know, doing a little bit of like fake first aid, playing doctor on it as well. You feel a little bit of a tingle while she does this. Jonathan, what are you doing?
Maybe when I give my plates back to Ernie, I'm gonna ask her if anything lives in the lake.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. All right, let's see. Where is Ernie? I should have her. Let's move her over here also. Okay, so you're just having a chat with Ernie, who's behind the counter, kind of laying out more food than necessary, right? So do you like relate this story to her about?
Well, since we weren't supposed to be out early in the morning, I'll probably say something like the other day somebody was swimming and said something,
Oh, okay.
grab them or brush them or something.
Can you try like a be a pal type skill on her? See,
All
the
right.
adults are a little bit, careful about what they
Yeah.
say to kids. Hmm.
Sure.
Yeah. She probably. Yeah. So she hears this. Oh, I'm sure it's just that everybody should be more careful when they go into the water. It's not safe. It's not like walking around on solid dry land. This is why they spend so much time on water safety. So I hope you're being very careful, she says as she hands you a donut.
Very safe.
Yeah, good. I would never go in the water, just because I swim like a rock. Um, it's and she's sort of putting her hands on her abdomen right now. Maybe I should talk to Jackie. Yeah. Anyway, so she doesn't tell you anything about the lake.
Okay. All right.
All right, investigators. Very shortly, you're going to have to go to archery practice. So, is there anything else you want to do here? You do see Aggie Dyer walk in, so you also wind up seeing as well the other camp counselors coming in. So let's move Gordo in. Let's move Jackie in. She's running in place, basically. Just so you know. Blaine kind of shambles in, and Aloysius is there too. He actually comes over to say hello to you guys, and it's like, hey campers, did you sleep well? You know, sleep is really important to your health and well-being. You need good sleep, and good nutrition, and exercise. You get those 3 things every day, you'll be in good shape.
Yeah, I think we're doing pretty well. How about we were hearing some rumors of stuff that lives in the lake. Do you know anything about stuff that lives in the lake?
Biology is one of my favorite subjects. So, yes, there are a variety of different fish. There are also various reptiles, too. And, of course, there's the plant life. There's some lakeweed. You've got to be very careful about that. You might get caught in the lakeweed. Well, actually, I'm sure there's bacteria. There are probably
Is there anything big enough that
algae.
could like grab you and pull you around?
Oh, I'm sure any of the other campers could do that. But
Okay.
let's see. Did something grab you and pull you?
Not me, no, but I've heard that that's happened.
Oh, oh. Well, I may have heard something about that. Not this year, but last year. My friend Delbert said that he felt like he got stuck on something in the lake, and I don't know. I didn't believe him at the time, and you can see that Aloysius is feeling kind of bad about that.
What happened to him, Albert?
Oh, I mean, he was fine that day. Um, and actually, he misspoke. He misspoke. It was not last year. It was a few years ago. So I'm a bit older than you guys, and I had this friend named Delbert, and he and I were best buddies around camp for a couple of years. We went everywhere together. We did the canoeing class together, and there was a time that he kind of fell into the lake. He was sort of standing right on the edge on a rock, and he said he didn't know what happened. It was almost like he got pushed into it, and then he said something. It felt like he was being held down under the water, but I thought he was just trying to, make up for the fact that he was being kind of clumsy, and he didn't really like that I said that, so he got a little bit mad at me. But eventually we mended fences, and I thought we were going to get a chance to hang out a little more that year, but it turned out Nurse Crust said that he had kind of sprained his ankle when he fell off that rock, and his parents decided to pick him up and take him home. And I thought that was a little bit weird because Aloysius was, Delbert was, his stuff was still in his cabin, and I thought, well, maybe they'll ship it over to him or something like that. Maybe they didn't have enough room in his car, and it was kind of disappointing, really, because I wound up not seeing Delbert again after that. We were supposed to meet up at a gaming convention in Vermont, and then the year later he was supposed to come back to camp, but he never answered any of my letters. And I don't know if he just got mad at me or he got too hurt and he decided it was a bad memory and he didn't want to come back here to Camp Whisperwood. So everyone, I'll give you a handout about Aloysius's buddy Delbert, so you can keep that story that he told you.
Well, that's
Photo-
really
Is Nurse
sad.
Crust is Nurse Crust still on staff? Do I know? Like,
Oh,
we
you know.
have we heard
Everybody
about
hates
her?
her. Everybody hates her, actually. She doesn't seem like she should be in the business of taking care of children. And every time someone comes into the infirmary, it's an enormous inconvenience to her, and you'd be better off patching yourselves up, most of you think. But Nurse Crust is there.
Okay.
Let's do this actually. Since you know her already, let's do this. We will also give you a handout about Nurse Crust. So if you see her anywhere on the ground, you will know, well, whether you want to avoid her or not. Okay. So investigators, you can kind of overhear Gordo having a monosyllabic conversation with Blaine as he grabs a muffin and she makes a plate of mostly potatoes. And Blaine says to Gordo, sleep well? And he goes, And then he says, you? And she says, weird dreams. Investigators, Jackie is eyeing you up now, going like, hurry up, because archery practice starts really soon, guys. Eat your fill. You're going to need those calories. Investigators, what do you
I'd like to go over to Gordo and Blaine and ask them same kind of thing. As we were hearing a rumor about something living in the lake. Is there anything you guys know about it?
Oh. All right, well, let's have you go over and try to be a pal with the older counselors and see how much they want to engage with you before either of them has had their morning stimulant. How do we do here? Oh, that's not so good. So, do you just walk up to them and you say, like, I think you must do this. You must walk up and go, I want to know if something lives in the lake. Because something grabbed onto my ankle. And they look at you like...
Hey guys.
That's exactly what I imagined happening. And
yeah, that was it.
Blaine, some version of, the world is full of life. And Gordo says, and death. That's what you get out of them this morning. Okay. Anything else, investigators? The archery range, I think that's, let's see, what did the schedule say about when that was happening? Was there a time on that, the Camp Whisperwood dispatch? No. So archery starts now, the morning, led by Jack.
Number 20.
Yes, we're going to move you over to number 20 at your convenience, and everybody else is going to move around somewhere on the map. I'm going to move this to, so you can see what the archery range looks like. And we're going to say Jackie is going to come with you. I'll have her over here on the sort of the graphic part of the map. And everybody else moves off to do something else somewhere else. You probably won't see them all for a little while because they're busy doing other things. They have their own groups of campers, the counselors in particular, to take care of. And certainly Ernie is going to stay in the dining hall area. Let's do this. Tilly will do some archery with you guys also. Somehow Aggie has gotten out of it. So let's see now. Okay. I see all of you there. Johnny, Matthew. Jonathan, you have to move down to the archery area. Ernie's going to stay there. Aloysius is out and about with his camp group. Okay. Okay, so you've done a little bit of archery before, previous years, but this is sort of archery leveled up. So there are a few things that Jackie starts out with first. She says, today, of course we're going to fire our arrows, but she points to a set of bows that you're normally used to picking up. And she says, but we're not going to use those today. You're going to make your own. So you're going to walk out with me into the woods right over here, We're going to find a few branches or saplings, and I'll show you exactly how to tie up and make your own bow with this bowstring. She pulls that out of her pocket. Like, this is like the one thing I'm going to give you. The rest you're on your own. So she's going to send you out into the woods, not too far away, so you can stay exactly where you are, to find your saplings, or your branches or whatever. She says that she describes the attributes of a good bow. You want something pliable but solid enough so that when you pull back on the string, it resists somewhat, because that's what's going to propel your arrow forward. So she wants you to run out into the woods and find some branches or some saplings, cut them down. She'll give you an axe if you need that. She says you can use your pocket knives if you had those as well. Investigators, let's do a couple of rolls for just finding a stick that's going to work for you. You can decide if you're going to use a nature roll for this, if you're going to try to use intelligence based on what she tells you about, what a good bow is supposed to look like, and you've handled them before. So do some rolls to just kind of find your stick. All right.
I'm going to use luck on mine.
Okay. That is permitted. And how about Jonny?
Sure. Yeah, I'll use some luck on mine.
You'll use luck for that. Okay. All right. And let's see, Matthew, how did you do? You did. You got a hard success. Right. No problem. Why is everybody having trouble with this? You find the perfect. Right. So for the rest, it takes them just a little, like a hair longer. But you come back with this, perfect specimen, basically near perfect specimen of bow, wood, or whatever, which you've already started to strip back a little bit. And she shows you how to notch the edges, so that you can get the bowstring in, and how to tension it properly. So we'll say we worked through like the construction. I'm not going to make you do, unless you want to, a fixed stuff roll. Although if you are successful in your fixed stuff roll, then that might mean you could advance that skill. So do you guys want to do a fixed stuff roll to see how your bow assembly goes, or do you just want to assume Jackie helps you if you run into problems?
I'll assume help.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that mean, Jonny, you look like you want to try it all on your own?
Yeah, I want to try it.
All right. Why don't you try a fixed stuff roll? You need extra help, I think, in order to get, unless you're going to use even more luck, so that she doesn't have to come over and give you assistance. Right. So she's patting you on the shoulder. Right. Well, all she says, so it's okay. I know it's your first time doing this kind of thing. Let's have her. Imagine her right there. Oh, don't worry, Jonny. I'm going to help you with it. Right. So maybe you mess up the notches or something like that. So she redoes it kind of perfectly, and then gives you the bowstring and helps you tension it just right. And now, investigators, everybody gets 3 arrows. You're going to be in competition with each other. And so if you just want to roll gym class 3 times, and you can tell me who came out ahead with all of the firing of the arrow. Tilly does it all perfectly. I'm not going to roll for her. Right? That's just how she is. But let's see which of you gets closest enough to, being second place, probably.
And we get plus 20 with these rolls, right?
That's right. Don't forget that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey.
Oh, so I got a bullseye on the first one. I'm just saying.
Nice.
And then,
pretty good.
And a miss and a hard success.
Okay.
I got 1 success.
So you got 2. You got 1.
I got a fumble, but it doesn't count because I got the plus 20. That's what I'm going with.
Oh, all right.
I got an extreme success.
Okay. Did you get any others?
Oh, you split my arrow.
Oh, nice.
We both got 3s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait. So Jonathan, you got 2? Is that right?
Yeah, I got an extreme success, a hard success, and a failure.
Okay. And then Jonny got 1.
Yep, with the plus 20. Yep.
And Matthew, you got how many successes?
Yeah. 1 extreme success and 2 failures.
Okay. All right. Very good. So I think that means, Jonathan, you come out in second place, right? And Matthew is third place, and Jonny is last place. But you get a sympathetic pat on your shoulder from Tilly, actually, Jonny.
Oh,
So she's like, "Don't worry. I know you're going to get better every time you try." She gives you a thumbs up. Thumbs up. But I will say there was one other. You're the one who got the fumble, right?
I mean, not with the plus 20, but yes.
It's okay. This is not going to count against you, except in a very significant way. So you are firing the last arrow, right? Let's say that was the order. You fire the last arrow, and it would have missed if not for your correction there. Actually, the arrow does a kind of a funny thing, because it's slightly misshapen. So maybe what it does is it sort of seems like it's not going to hit, and then it curves a little bit. The wind comes just right, or something like that. So you get it back on the target. But then the other thing that happens to you, Jonny, and no one else is paying attention, because they're all sort of getting some final tips and tricks from Jackie as you're doing your last kind of shot, because it's already looking like it's not going to go so well for you. Like, you can't come back from this, so no one's paying attention. So you fire your last arrow, and then you feel a breeze go past your right ear. Just like that. And then you see another arrow in the target in front of you, the target you were using. And you look behind you, there's no one there, but you have to make a sanity roll because something or someone just fired an arrow over your right shoulder at the target in front of you. No one else sees this, by the way. Okay. That's a 1-point sanity loss. Investigators, that was archery class. Jackie's proud of all of you. Like, A+ effort, everybody. Investigators, you have a little bit of free time now in the morning before you have to go off and do other things, like have lunch and do the obstacle course, which Jackie's very excited about. What are you going to do?
Do we get to keep our bows, or is Jackie taking them?
You can keep them. Yeah, you can actually carry them around with you if you want. Probably what you should do is put them in your cabins or something like that.
Let's do that. Can we sneak a couple of arrows as well?
There's no sleight of hand, is there? But there is a be sneaky skill.
So there's a be sneaky.
Since you're all 12-year-olds, I'll let you all be sneaky, because that's what they do. So everybody can roll be sneaky. That's not looking so good. Unless...
I'll use the luck, though.
You're going to use 7 points of luck. All right. I'll give you 3 arrows then. Let's say everybody was going for 3, but you're the only one who you got like just enough. Maybe you were the first one before Jackie sort of turned her head, and everybody else was like, nope, that's it. I'm just going to put this on and walk around. So Matthew has 3 arrows, everybody, tucked in his shorts or something. I don't know exactly where you would put them. Maybe, yeah, like that, and then up into your shirt.
Yep.
Okay. Tilly has a kind of a beautiful bow now that she's been sort of carving into with her little pocket knife, and it's got like a nice sort of curly Q kind of design on it as well. Very distinctive, and she had pulled like a little bit of leather strapping out of her pocket, and it looks professionally done. And then she puts it over her back and says, I'll hang this up in my cabin. Investigators, what do you do next? I'm going to move.
I'm going to go.
So we put the stuff back in our cabin, right?
Yes, you can. That's right. I would recommend that rather than just walking around with bows on your backs while you're at summer camp. Someone will probably try to take them.
Then what's Tilly up to?
Oh, that's a good question. It's sort of later in the morning, so she's got a little bit of free time. I'll bet she's sitting somewhere just outside of the cabins, probably just writing in her journal, doing a little bit of drawing or something like that. So I'll move her up here. There is kind of a set of bleachers and a little bit of let's say that she's using a little bit of free time to sit up on the bleachers for a little stage area that's over by your cabins.
Well, so I'm gonna grab a book and head that way. But before I do, I'm gonna just ask the guys, hey, was there anybody behind me when I was shooting arrows? Because somebody hit my target at the end there, and I didn't see. It felt like somebody had been behind me to shoot it.
They can both do notice stuff rolls right now. You can't, but they can. Okay. So, Jonathan, here's what you noticed, which is just like you saw a blur go past his shoulder, which was concerning to you, but you got distracted and you realized he was okay, so you thought it might have just been a figment of your imagination. But you don't remember seeing anyone behind him. But you do remember him looking startled, and then something didn't add up for you in that moment. So you can confirm that.
Is it the direction that the arrow was coming from? Was it from more the campsite, or was it from in the woods?
Oh, that's a good question. So, Jonny, what you would know while you were firing the arrow at the target is behind you was just woods.
So yeah, the woods were behind me, so they could have been back there, I guess. But that would have been a long shot.
It's the kind of shot Tilly could have made, but she was right there in front of you. You're sure about that?
I mean, we could go check in the woods.
Yeah, could we sneak back there? Also, I would wonder if there's an arrow that doesn't belong, like one that looks different from all the other ones.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. Okay, so you want to, so maybe you don't go back to you went back to your cabins and you put the bows back?
Yeah, we're having the conversation back in the cabins. Yeah.
Okay, I just messed up the map. I have to put it back. Oh, sorry, hold on. Yes, I think it is possible for you to go back. So if you want to move yourselves back over to the archery range, you can see the area here behind Jonny would have been the woods over here. All right. Oh, so you're all just going. Okay. Yes, walking out over into the dark woods.
Actually, wait. Before we do that, let's take a look at the. Can we see the arrows? See if there's that one different one. Or you go look in the woods.
I think that's a fine idea. So notice stuff. You're looking at all of the arrows. Let's hope that Jackie has not cleaned it up. Although, what are the odds, right? She probably would have. But in this case, I think she did not yet clean them up. Maybe she was planning to come back later. So we have how many? An extreme success for Jonny, and a failure for Matthew, and an extreme success for Jonathan. So, yeah, you walk over to the set of targets, and you see, a bunch of these sort of cheap-looking camp arrows. You can tell the arrows for Camp Whisperwood, apart from any others, because they all have these kind of gaudy, almost rainbowy fletchings on them, right? So that's how you can tell that they belong to the camp. But there's one different arrow, a black arrow with black feathers on it sticking out of the target that Jonny was shooting into earlier.
Orcs.
Let's grab that.
You're taking that arrow?
Yeah.
All right, so Johnny's got this arrow. It looks somewhat primitive to you, so I won't make you do a notice stuff or anything like that. It looks like it's handmade. The head of it is stone or rock, tied with, you would say, sort of stripped bark or something like that, and real feathers. Primitive.
All right. Well, let's see if we can find the owner. And then we could prove that it's the owner because they might have other ones like this.
Right. Are you walking into the woods now?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
All right. In what order are you walking into the woods? And I assume you're walking in this direction, right? Over there.
What was
I mean, go on, Jonathan.
I would one of the ones who suggested coming down there to look at the arrow, so I'll go first.
Okay. You're in the front.
I'll go second.
I'll be happy to go last. Thank you.
He's happy to be at the end. All right. So it's broad daylight, right? And this is just a patch of pine trees. So, there's not a lot of underbrush or anything like that. The trees are very healthy. A few of them have some holes in them, from wildlife that is dug into them. Let's have you do notice stuff rolls, all three of you.
Dark in here under the trees.
It is dark. It is dark. You don't see anything along any of the tree trunks that would show someone, say, bracing their hands. You don't see a quiver of black arrows. You don't see a bow left behind. You don't see footprints. You're looking now from the copse of trees over to the targets. You're looking at where Jonny must have been standing, and you think this is an impossible shot from here. This 60, 70 yards, whatever it is, there's no way that an arrow could have been shot from here accurately into the target. It might have just been shot in the general direction of all of you, and Jonny was lucky enough not to be hit in the back by the arrow. Maybe.
What if we walk the line from here to the archery targets, looking on the ground for anything else?
Yeah, you can roll some more notice stuff rolls. All right. So let's see. There's a fumble notice. What does that mean? That means a trip in your foot gets stuck in a gopher hole. Actually, that's a sprain. That's a 1 point hit point loss for Matthew, who was too busy looking for something to see the thing that he should have seen. That's how we'll explain that. All right, and then for the rest of you, what was that? A failure for notice stuff, and then any successes there? No. All you see are really your own footprints, basically, across the grass, which has been cut not too long ago. The place is pretty well maintained by the groundskeeper, I think.
Matthew, should I try first aid on you to wrap up your ankle, get your hit point back?
Face bandage, yeah.
All right. Do you want to try first aid? If you fail this, he will have to go to the infirmary.
That's up to you. You tell me.
That'll be up to him.
How's your first aid?
Oh, sorry. I mean, if you fumble it. All right, you can decide. If you fumble it, he gets an extra hit point of damage. How about that?
Okay.
If you put it too tight or it's too loose, it doesn't matter. He tries to put weight on it.
Yeah, let's try
Should I
it.
try it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Just a regular failure.
just a regular failure. Okay. So it makes no difference, basically. So you still have that sort of damage. You can go to the infirmary anytime. But for now, you're going to be a little slower than everyone else. Oh, there's an obstacle course coming up. That should be interesting. I'll be able to use that disadvantage capability in this. So, all right, investigators who've looked around, found a black arrow, found it.
I guess I'm gonna go. I mean, since we don't find anything else, I'll just go put it back in the cabin with my bow.
Okay, you've got the black arrow. You're putting it.
Yeah.
You're on the top bunk. I don't know where you keep your stuff. It's probably like a foot locker or something like that. Or maybe you tuck the bow into your bed. I don't know.
Yeah, probably might not fit the foot locker. So yeah, under the bed.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Or you could find a nail and tack everything up. Whatever you want to do, it's fine. All right, investigator. So you got the black arrow. Put the 3 other arrows, the 3 bows back in your cabin. Tilly Valentine has since kind of finished up whatever it was she was writing in her journal over by I think it's a chapel, actually, not an auditorium. So it's going to be lunchtime soon. We can just hand wave over the lunch, or you can tell me if you want to go back to the cafeteria or the dining hall for anything in particular. And Matthew, of course, will be limping back to the dining hall.
What if we go to the dining hall and see if the one of the counselors could help with the ankle?
Oh, that's an interesting idea. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, Jackie might have some way to help.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we'll do. We'll say that, it's lunchtime, so everybody is getting ready to come back to the dining hall again. So we'll put everybody back over there. Assume all kinds of other campers are there. It's quite loud in the dining hall right now. Today is hamburgers and hot dogs for lunch as well, so everybody's really excited about that because they know that Ernie Stinson won't burn any of those. Right? She knows exactly what she's doing. It's not like when the rest of you go out and have to cook over a fire at this point. Right? So there you are in the dining hall. All 4 of the other camp counselors are there. Do you want to try to approach one of them to patch up Matthew's ankle?
Yeah, I'll go ask Jackie.
Okay. All right. Jackie has a 75 in first aid. So, Matthew, we'll have you do this roll for her. Just roll a D100. And then if you get 75 or below, you'll be good as new.
Yeah.
She's a pro. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's got a bandage in her back pocket, actually. She's like, oh, that looks like it's swelling up a little bit. And she sort of pushes you back and has you sit up, and she lifts it up, and she's sort of like, well, just soft tissue damage, right? Right? Gets it at the perfect tightness so you can feel like you're walking around, with all the support that you need. She's like, you really should probably ice this, but there will be no time because the obstacle course is this afternoon. Just do the best you can. All right? So she's got it. And you'll probably heal fast. You're pretty young. So she feels like she's, much older than you, 3 years older, But she's lived a lot more than you have, obviously. So, you get kind of wrapped up, sort of jams your foot back in your shoe and tightens it up and says, this will help keep it from swelling up too much. And she ties a perfect knot in it. And then, she lifts you up. She pulls you off the bench, spins you around, and for no good reason, pats you on the butt and says, go get them. Whoever they are. Anyway, Matthew, you can put your hit points back. Jackie has patched you up quite a bit. And the rest of you, what are you doing?
We've already hit up all the counselors for the sea monster thing, right?
Maybe we ask the cook.
I tried to cook. Somebody else could try to cook. But I failed my roll.
I guess I could try to cook, although I really want to see what Tilly's up to.
Do you really?
My 12-year-old self definitely would.
Okay. Well, are you going to go talk to Tilly? Are you going to go talk to Ernie? Is anybody going to talk any more to Blaine or Gordo?
I'll talk to Ernie. I'll go talk to Ernie. So should I roll Be a Pal?
Yes, you can roll Be a Pal while talking to Ernie Stinson. I will let you know that Ernie is currently in a dialogue, if you will, with Aggie Dyer, and Aggie is saying something like, "Are you sure this is cow meat and not horse meat? Because I think the texture is a little bit off, if you ask me." And Ernie is profoundly offended by this. You can tell, actually. But she says, "Definitely cow. I know a cow when I see one." But Aggie doesn't get it. She's like, "Well, if you say so, but it's pretty awful. And I'm not even going to try one of those hot dogs." And she has a tray of food that should be bussed appropriately, and she just leaves it right there on the counter for Ernie to take back, and then she walks out of the cabin.
Well, I'll use that as a. I'll say, Ernie, I can take care of that for you. Um, so and let me roll be a pal.
You can roll be a pal with advantage, even. But even with advantage, you know what? I'll give you double advantage on that one. No, I can't actually, because it's a critical failure, isn't it? You actually
Yes,
rolled
it is.
100.
Did you just drop the tray on her?
You just made an enormous mess, Ernie. I'll take care of that for you. And it breaks dishes. The food is everywhere. Everyone has stopped what they are doing in the dining hall. The other camp counselors, your friends, the other campers, and there is dead silence for about 2 seconds before the whole place erupts in laughter and tears and calls of like Butterfingers and whatever you can imagine as kind of a worst insult that people that age might make. And congratulations.
Yeah.
You've taken some reputational damage. There's nothing on the character sheet for that. But here's what we will do for you. No, we won't do it. Tilly actually saw that happen, by the way. And so, but you can do a luck roll right now to see if she considered you, if she saw it and was sympathetic, or saw it and thought you were pathetic. So, that means she did this. But she did not hurl insults or laugh or anything like that, because that sort of thing is beneath her. I like how your friends didn't rush in to help you at all. That was not their motion. Ernie gives you sort of the rags and the broom and stuff, and maybe you do the tidying up.
Yeah, that seems like what I'm doing.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah.
That's nice. Give him a hand. A little bit of a chuck on the shoulder as well.
Share the embarrassment.
Not your day. That's fine. All you ever needed is one or two good friends to get by. I think we all know that. Okay, investigators, you're in the dining hall. That was a catastrophe. So, what do you do next? You've got a little bit of time left before the obstacle course. You see all the camp counselors now are sitting down for lunch. They have to take, basically a 10-minute lunch because they've got a lot of stuff they need to do. Jackie is ebullient. Blaine is kind of quiet. Aloysius and Jackie have kind of the same kind of energy, and Blaine and Gordo have the same kind of energy, but for different reasons. What do you do?
I think I'm too embarrassed to do anything.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe just eat your lunch.
Are they sitting together?
Yeah, all four of them are sitting together for now. It's their moment of respite, from having to deal with all the campers.
Can I basically lie in wait until they stand up and then try to catch Gordo on the way out to talk to him?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I won't make you roll anything special for that. Gordo is the one who always gets up to leave first. That you have observed. It's like if you were to watch a meter over his head of his tolerance for socialization, you would see it going down, 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 way, way before everybody else's. And then it's like, well, time to get up. And so those are the conditions under which you will approach him.
I'm gonna try that and try to ask him. I'm gonna ask him if he's ever heard of a ghost story. What was the name of the
The
Delmar?
friend,
Delbert.
Yeah, the
Albert.
friend, Delbert.
Yeah.
If he's ever heard a ghost story about Delbert, because one of the other campers was telling me one.
Oh, good. Okay, so if you want to roll a Be a Pal, oh, that's a regular success. Okay. So, so you walk over to him and you say, like, Gordo, can I ask you something? Right, some version of that.
Right.
And you say, Aloysius was telling me a story about this guy, Delbert, who disappeared. It sounded like it was just a ghost story or something like that. And if you did you hear that story or do you believe it? You say some version of that.
Yeah. Right.
Uh, and so Gordo, he doesn't blink when he looks at you, and he says, I haven't heard that story. I believe it though. I think there's something about this place. There was a girl. Chloe Doyle and I had something special. I haven't heard from her since last summer. I was hoping she'd be back here now. They said she had to leave early.
Was she a counselor?
No, she was just a year younger than me. We were both just campers here. That's all. I don't like to talk about it. Anything else you will say to him, he will answer with, I don't like to talk about it.
All right.
The Delbert was a couple years ago, right?
Aloysius said that he knew him when he was 11, so Aloysius is like 15 now, thereabouts, right? Gordo was going to go off and do whatever it is he needs to do with his set of campers. He left first to get ready. Blaine and Jackie and Aloysius are sort of breaking off right now to do their stuff. You see Jackie motioning toward you, and also Tilly. Aggie is nowhere to be found. There are now a few other campers as well who have gathered around who are part of your group. And Jackie says, everybody got all the energy they need?
Oh yeah.
All right, because we're
I'm
on
just
our
gonna grab a cookie.
Muscle Meadow. All right. Are you ready to go to Muscle Meadow? It doesn't matter. You have to go anyway. Which I'm going to tell you is I'll move Jackie over there right now so you can see approximately where it is. It's actually not that far. It's an obstacle course set up. As you approach, I'll even show you what it looks like just for fun, investigators. It's a set of 6 different obstacles. And Jackie is kind of marching you all over and saying, and this is where you're going to be challenged, but I think you're all going to find that all the training that you've done up until this point has gotten you 100% ready for anything that you're going to encounter here at Muscle Meadow. So she goes through some of the obstacles, and actually what I'll do here is I will show you the obstacle course, and I'll probably just make that available to you. And actually, what I should have asked you before this is I should have asked you all, hey, who actually did go to summer camp way back in the day? And was it anything like this?
This was a little more elaborate than the one I went to, but it is not unfamiliar.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was mainly canoeing, but yeah, certainly
Oh,
had a lot of similar sort of things.
here you get a few other.
Also, we did not have a good cook.
Oh, Not somebody like Ernie. Okay. Well, good. What about most?
I don't remember being grabbed in any body of water, though.
This is the kind of thing you would have forgotten, I think, if it did happen, actually. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to use it's sort of the Call of Cthulhu chase rules, everybody, but it's across the different obstacles. So Jackie gives you the whole review of the entire course. She talks about the tire swing traverse, which is over here for the hanging tires, right? And then she talks about the wobbly log walk over here, and the spider web scramble, the crate mountain climb, not a crime, climb, the leap of faith log jump, and the Tarzan's teeter-totter. All right, so she demonstrates each of these and what you're supposed to do. So for this one, there's a dexterity, and then over here there's a dexterity roll. This is going to be a gym class roll. This is a gym class roll, a dexterity roll, and finally a gym class roll. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. Actually, instead of having you move your icons over to go to each of the obstacles, we're just going to do the rolls like this. I'm going to have these campers right above the map for the different obstacles, because there are 6 of them, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to start all of you before the first obstacle. So we'll just organize you like this for now. Yes, however you like. Put yourself somewhere. You can go over or under or whatever. And so for the first roll, it's a dexterity roll. So that if you succeed, let's use Matthew for a second. Say we're on the first one, and he succeeds in his dexterity roll. He's going to move to the second, just like that. Okay? But you're only going to move forward if you succeed. And then we're going to find out who by the end gets through all of them. By the way, spoiler, no matter what, Tilly winds up at the end, having completed all the obstacles successfully. So I'm just going to put her over here at the end. She actually gets to go first, and then the rest of you follow. So let's have dexterity rolls for everybody for that tire obstacle, and then we'll see how you do in Muscle Meadow for the hanging tires. And remember, you get to... Oh, sorry, not for this. For dexterity, it's just regular. So failure, failure, failure. Okay. Everybody stays on 1. And then for the wobbly log walk, that's next. Did I say that was a gym class roll? How about this? Just for fun. Gym class rolls for all of them. Now. Let's just have...
And we get plus 20.
Plus 20.
Reminding you of the... Yep.
So we're doing the second one now. Wobbly log walk. Gym class rolls for all of them. Plus 20.
Oh, aced it.
Oh my god. So actually...
I get it.
Wow. So Jonathan, you got a 9, which means, but with plus 20... Wait. Yeah, that puts you at a negative... what is that, a negative 11?
Negative 11, yeah.
You can move forward 2 spaces with that. And if anybody else gets into negative numbers, you can move into 2 spaces as well. Everybody else did their math. Did anybody else succeed? Oh yeah, so Matthew, you succeeded.
I failed. I failed.
Okay, so you have to stay where you are. Matthew gets to move forward 1. Spiderweb scramble. Gym class rolls.
Should I do mine still for the first thing again?
You just have to stand where you were, but on the line. But you can go ahead and do the next obstacle. Does that make sense? We're just doing like positions. Okay, so tell me how that went.
I got a failure.
Poorly.
Poorly? All right, so
Yep.
then stay where you are if you didn't do well for that one. And Crate Mountain Crime. Why do I keep saying it that way? There's no crime, except...
Huh.
Are you sure? That's great.
Gym Class Crimes is the title of my next album. How are we doing, guys? Ooh.
Every single time.
What's
I
happening?
guess if all my
Matthew
luck
got
is
through,
better.
though.
What's happening? Okay.
Matthew got it with the bonus, though,
with
right?
the bonus, right? Okay, and you're moving yourself, right? So, okay, very good. And then Leap of Faith Log Jump. Gym class rolls for this. That's why I try not to roll at all, guys. I'm not.
Oh, hey, I actually succeeded.
Nice. You can move yourself forward 1 space then.
Yes.
Okay, did you figure that out? And then next is Tarzan's Teeter Totter. Last one.
Oh, I just made it.
But you said if it's negative, you could go forward 2 spaces.
Yeah, if you got like an extreme success or something like that, or negative numbers, you can go forward 2 spaces. I think that's it then. Is that it?
One success. Yep.
Would anyone like to sort of narrate what they think this looked like? You could each say what it looked like for yourselves if you want to. Let's go with Jonathan first. I think you did the best. What does everybody else see as you do these obstacles?
Well, since I got the only reason I got that far was because 2 of them were critical successes and most of them were failures. I think there was like a lot of falling off and then occasional accidental brilliance, like falling forward enough to get through the obstacle, something like that.
You tripped into success or something like that.
Right.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. All right. Everybody else was paying mostly attention to what they were doing, and so they probably missed your moments of brilliance.
Brilliant failure.
Yeah, that's right. And Matthew, what did it look like for everybody who was watching you?
So it's a similar story. So I had a couple of great moments that probably everybody missed, but a lot of falling down and missing things and looking very clumsy and awkward.
That's what teenage years are like, right? Very good. And then
it was.
Yeah. And Jonny, how did things go for you?
I figure people were. I was still embarrassed from what happened before that I was just not. I was. I immediately started trying doing something and then fell right into the mud, and then like it was just like one horrible thing after another, and I guess I made it. What was it? The crates. I was just all stuck in mud and just kind of like barely fell over it, and kind of if anybody was watching, it was like luck that I made it over it all.
Yes. All right. Very, very good. And so, as you cross the finish lines, kid investigators, Jackie gives everybody a fist bump, no matter what. And you see Tilly shake hands, right, with Jonathan. Great going, right? And with Matthew, shake hands. Strong work. And then, Jonny, as you come across the finish line, she kind of chucks you on the shoulder and says, better luck next time. You can't make this up. Actually, it's all made up.
Have a good day.
Yes. So investigators, I think, so that's the obstacle course. Jackie feels like you all put in such a strong effort and you've learned how to negotiate all of these different kinds of things that she's been training you. So now your bonus for gym class moves from 20 to 25. So note that for all future gym class rolls. All right. And next up tonight, we're going to have a spooky campfire, and Gordo is going to tell you a story that he thinks is going to scare the pants off of you. So this is a great time for us to take our 5-minute break. Then, all right. See you soon.
Alrighty.
So let's see. Welcome back, everybody. What an eventful day! It's only a Monday? Is it a Tuesday? Monday? All the days they just sort of roll. They just sort of run together. But what an incredible set of activities! You're tuckered out. So if you go back to the dining hall, you'll notice everybody else has kind of subdued energy as well. The big activity later tonight is going to be just sort of gathering around a big campfire, making s'mores, telling some stories. Probably some people will break out into impromptu skits. We can fast forward to that unless there's something else you want to do before the nighttime activities, which will take place around locations like 9 and 11. You can see them up there sort of near where Jonny is. Is there anything else you want to do before we get into Monday night?
Can I try to chat up Ernie again?
Yes, sure. So you can pop right over to the dining hall. I'm going to leave her up here, along with other icons of people that you've met. And then, you can either move up there or just say, hey, I go back to the dining hall. If you go back to the dining hall, what you'll see is Ernie kind of getting ready for dinner. She's like a one-woman army when it comes to chefery, and she doesn't actually need that much help. So she's, just able to take care of things on her own. But you'll see her kind of busily cooking and cleaning and feeding, and it's really the way that she gets joy out of life is taking care of all of you. So you want to go and talk to her? Do you want to say anything in particular?
Yeah, I want to ask her, like, why does it seem like all of the counselors have a story about somebody disappearing from camp?
Oh, all right. You could try the be a pal skill to have this kind of conversation
Try that.
with her.
Something about Ernie just.
Here's what
Maybe she's so busy, it's hard to interrupt her. You feel bad. It's awkward.
That's probably what it is. But also while she's cooking and cleaning, and so you're trying to have a conversation with her while she's doing all of this. She actually manages to drop an entire tray of chicken wings because you distract her. They fall all over the floor because it's a fumble. And it's everybody else is having dinner right now, right? So they're looking at you and they're looking at her, and again, it's the same kind of 2 seconds of silence, and then a bunch of laughing and pointing at you, and Ernie going, hush, hush, everybody. And now she's bending over there in the kitchen, kind of trying to clean up the mess that she just made because you were distracting her. Hey, Ernie, I have a question for you. Hey, Ernie. Why does every camp counselor have a story about... And she's like, what? So that did not go well.
I would go up and try to help my friend there, because after having been through it.
I like the way you volunteer. There's something about you guys. And I don't know, Matthew, if you're like, yeah, I'll go help now too, or if every time
we're in it together.
You're in it together. It's something about the three of you. I don't know, the mess hall kids or something like that.
We're Tilly's troop.
Yeah, you're on Tilly's team. She's not around right now. Luckily, let's say for once she missed one of your accidents. She just
Well, that's just not fair to me. Damn it.
Sorry, that's a shame. We could make it more fair, but maybe she'll hear about it in the rumor mill, and then you can imagine her later going, "Oh well."
Okay.
Sorry, nothing from Ernie.
So, before the campfire, I think I would like to go the infirmary and ask Nurse Crust. So what I'd do is I would go over and say, hey, I think I sprained my ankle before, and then as she's looking at it or whatever, I would ask her about any other injuries, or does she know anything about these other kids who didn't come back? I heard about this guy named Albert, and it seemed like he had a similar thing happen.
All right, very good. So let's see. Where is the infirmary? That's the question.
It's next to the dining hall, number 5.
Okay, very good. The health hut / office.
Health hut.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you want to move over to number 5 there, we'll have you go in and you can see Nurse Crust is there. She's reading a romance novel. Let's make sure that we remind you. This is her expression when you walk in to the infirmary.
Reading her romance novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sort of reading it, and there's I think Fabio would be on the cover. Actually, I think that seems just about right for this
Right, yeah.
vintage or so.
Yeah.
So you're coming in to have a conversation. Are you limping or not limping, by the way, because of the bandage?
Not limping. I'm gonna tell her that I hurt my ankle, but Jackie taped it up and just wanted to make sure that everything was fine with it.
All right. Let's have you try a be a pal skill
Fingers
to
crossed.
see how she responds to you.
Oh,
Extreme
look at that.
success.
Oh,
Extreme success. You know what? She's in a good mood, I think, is what's happening. She's
It's
really,
Fabio, definitely Fabio.
she's enjoying
yeah.
it because her blouse is actually slightly open because she's feeling a little bit flushed as she's reading it. She's got a kind of a redness and she's sort of distracted or something like that. So we'll put her right over here, right uncomfortably close to you. How about we do that? So you're coming in and say, "Oh, my ankle's fine." Jackie fixed it up, and then what is it you ask her?
I tell her that I heard about a camper named Delbert that had a similar injury maybe a couple of years ago, and does she know anything about him or what actually happened?
Oh, she says, "Well, Delbert, I remember him. Weak chin, kind of a wimp. Surprised he didn't die the first week of camp, to be honest with you." She's kind of fanning herself with her book. He came in a few times, you know, the whole list of ailments. So diarrhea one day, and a sprained ankle another day, and a sprained wrist another day, and I don't know. I thought he must have liked to spend time with me or something like that, because he was here way too much. Way too much. But, when old man Wilmarth built this whole place up and he, put all these cabins around, there's nothing but rocks to trip on or lakes to drown in or whatever else. And you have to imagine every once in a while something bad will happen. Anyway, Delbert, I think he said he fell off a rock and he came over here to the infirmary and he was limping more than you are. And she's pointing at you. And I checked it out and there was some pretty bad swelling. Might have been broken. I'm not really sure. But he did say ow a lot when I pulled on his toes. So I thought, well, it's only a couple of days left. We might as well call his parents. Maybe they can take him home. But I don't have a phone that goes to the outside from here. So I had to call back over to the main house. And they said they would get his parents to come and pick him up. And I went out for a little while to get lunch over at the dining hall. And when I came back, he was gone. So I assumed that they shipped him off back to his parents, and that was it. And he didn't come back, but he was probably embarrassed.
Hmm. Has something like that happened with other campers? Or they just left quickly?
Oh, somebody always winds up leaving for some reason. Somebody gets homesick, or somebody gets actually sick, or we don't know what's wrong with them. And somebody comes to pick them up. You know, you guys have only been here for, what, a week and a half now? You probably won't make it to the end.
Okay.
I'd like to go back to my story now, if you don't mind.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Come back when you're really unwell, and I'll make a call. All right.
Okay.
Investigators, anything else you want to do before story time with Gordo?
Do we know who runs this camp?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
I'll.
you do, actually. So, his name is Old Man Wilmarth. He's a retired geologist. So he did pretty well back in the mining biz. And at some point, he was vacationing up in this area back in the 1960s. He fell in love with this whole area, and he'd made enough to buy a really big parcel and built a cabin, which he turned into a nice house. And eventually, the rumor is, he got kind of lonely and thought, oh, well, it would be nice to have the vitality of children sort of playing all around. I've got this beautiful lake, I've got all this property. And he built the campground in the late 60s, and it's been in operation into the 70s and into the 80s. He's got to be getting up there in age at this point. Nobody ever really sees him anymore. There's kind of a rumor that he can't move around so well, so every once in a while they see a kind of a shadow through the window of the estate house that's kind of toward the east side of the grounds. But nobody's, he doesn't really come out to see the kids. He just sort of watches them play from his window.
Okay.
So which house is he in?
Oh, yes. So, let's see. The estate house here. Let's see if I can find that for you. It's called Carrier House.
Okay.
So that's number 30.
30 there, close to the lake.
This one here.
South side of the lake.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, everybody, by the way, a little boy comes into the dining hall, and you've seen him around before. I'll put him on the map. He never talks to anybody, but he kind of comes in and waves at Ernie, and she brings over a paper bag that's kind of packed up and hands it to him. The kid's about 6 years old, and then he grabs the bag and nods, and then walks out of the dining hall and heads off down a pathway. You've seen him before, too. His name's Corey. He looks like this. He's Old Man Wilmarth's grandson. That's what you heard. He kind of runs errands for him around the grounds because the guy can't move around so much. Corey never really talks to anybody. Doesn't try to hang out with people. It's just kind of watching every once in a while. You see him out of the corner of your eye occasionally. Investigators, what do you do?
So, how much time do we have before the story time or whatever?
Almost none.
Campfire. Okay. Where is Corey going with the bag?
Oh, if you ask Ernie, this is one thing she'll tell you without anybody having to roll for it at all. It's just, kind of provisions for the little guy and for his grandpa, so they take it back. It's like takeout for them. She's the cook. She's always got extra. Makes it easier on them if she just gives a bag of food over.
Do you guys think, should we follow him?
Yeah, I think probably should. Let's ditch. Yeah, let's ditch story time.
All right. Is that what
If
Jonathan
anybody
is doing
asks,
also?
we can just say that we were just so embarrassed from what happened earlier. Didn't want to be around other
should
people.
we sneak off that way?
To the south.
Alternatively, we could sneak out after dark to check out the big house.
Yeah, nothing ever bad happens after dark.
All right, let's.
Maybe we just go and follow him for now, and maybe just a quick look around, and then head back up to the campfire.
Okay.
Oh, I accidentally smooshed him. So Corey,
Oh no!
Corey's walking at a very sort of steady measured pace, holding the bag. He doesn't stop. He just sort of continues down the path. He clearly knows the grounds very well. He doesn't know that you're following him. And he's holding a big paper bag. It's almost half of his size as well. It's kind of a long and winding pathway to get back over to the estate house. So, do you do anything else other than follow him?
I guess look around, make sure we're not noticed by anybody.
Oh, so that'll be a notice stuff roll. Let's see. So was it? Oh, that's a failure. That's a failure. And let's see, Matthew, are you rolling notice stuff also?
Yeah.
You don't notice anyone noticing you. You do wind up actually. So this is what that will look like. You see. Actually, you don't see this at all, but there is someone who's watching you. It's the groundskeeper. It's just sort of clearing some debris. You can't talk to him now because you didn't actually notice that he was there, but he noticed you and was watching you walk down the path, following the little boy. So Corey keeps walking, keeps walking, keeps walking. And investigators, he goes into the estate house, carrier house, with the bag, walks right through the front door, closes the front door, and goes in.
So let's look around the house and just see if we can see anything unusual.
All right, so that would be a notice stuff roll outside. All right, extreme success for Jonny, a failure for Jonathan, and a regular success for Matthew, right? That's right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll say the extreme success person, Jonny, can say to everyone else, look, right there, up through that window. And so it's a little bit shadowed. You can barely kind of see what's happening, but let's say the window looks through kind of a kitchen dining room, all in one sort of space. You see there's an old man seated in a chair of some kind. It could be a wheelchair. It's sort of hard to tell. The light is not quite right. The little boy comes over, puts the grocery bag on the counter, reaches in, takes a bite out of something. Sandwich? A hamburger? There's no way for you to know. Takes one bite out and holds it over to the old man. You think the old man takes a bite, and then little Corey, about 6 years old, takes a bite and does the same thing over and over again. Just like this. Until the food is gone. And then he goes to take another item out of the grocery bag. Let's say it's, some crackers or something like that. He'll eat a cracker. He takes out a cracker. Feeds it to the old man. Eats another one. You're watching Joey and the old man. They're not talking to each other. They're just eating in silence. Joey feeding the old man and also himself.
What was it, Joey or Corey?
Oh, I'm
or
sorry,
Corey.
Corey.
All right, okay.
This is going to bite me over and over again. There's another Joey that you know. I'm going to tell you that now, and then you can help me remember. So you know the groundskeeper, even though he was watching you and you didn't see him. The groundskeeper, Maddock. He's a Penobscot native of the area. He has a little grandson named Joey, who is garrulous and fun and enjoys engaging with all of you. So you've met him before. It's just he's normally running around with his grandpa doing maintenance around the campgrounds. Corey is old Wilmarth's grandson. All right.
Are there any cars around there, or is it just like
No
cars
car.
drive or anything?
Yeah, no, it would be very difficult along these pathways. Maybe there's a golf cart somewhere or something like that, but you don't see one. Let's say there is a garage. Maybe there would be something in there. You want to sneak up to the house and look into the garage?
I'll sneak up to the. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, so do a be sneaky roll. That didn't work out at all for sneakiness. So, if any of you were looking at the window, you see Joey walk over to it and notice.
Corey.
Oh, God. That's right.
Yeah, just making sure. Okay.
Notices Jonathan. I'm going to get this by the end. Don't worry. I'm going to change it for the next game. Little Corey stands up and sees Jonathan sneaking toward the garage.
Do I notice that I've been noticed, or do I?
Well,
I just
I believe
continue on.
we noticed you've been noticed.
Yeah, I think
Right?
Jonny got that extreme success earlier, so let's say he's got eagle eyes right now. So he notices that you've been noticed. By Corey with a C. What do you do?
But if he tells me that I've been noticed, that I'm gonna nonchalantly continue past the garage, like I
Jonathan, yeah.
just
You give him the high sign or something like that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. That's fine. And then what do you all do?
I'm still watching that window, like
Joey,
Corey does.
Corey
Corey.
disappears. Corey disappears.
We should probably
We still see the opening.
All the lights in the house then go on.
probably time to go.
Yeah, probably time to go.
Yep.
All right.
12-year-old self would be like, oh, let's go.
It's
Up to the campfire.
dark now, right? While you're starting to walk, let's say, I don't know, are you walking back in the direction that you've gone before? If so, I'm going to, or it doesn't matter actually, whichever direction you guys choose, you have to do a notice stuff roll because it's kind of dark and difficult to walk around. Notice stuff. All right, so there's a regular success from Jonny and a failure from Jonathan. And Matthew, you got a failure as well for notice stuff. Is that right? Okay. So it's more difficult than you thought because it's nighttime to walk along this path. And I think so for two of you in particular, let's see, that was again Matthew and Jonathan. This is what happens as you're walking along the path in the woods. And Jonny, you don't have this issue. You've got your eyes firmly on the path. You're seeing things clearly. Hopefully you're kind of in the front, and then Matthew and Jonathan, maybe you're behind him, and you're looking into the woods on either side of the pathway as you walk, and you're feeling very alone and exposed, and nothing else is around you, and you feel like you're being watched. And then that's it. And then the feeling passes almost immediately. So, investigators, you can go ahead and make your way up to the bonfire over by Gordo. You're able to sort of scurry more quickly up the road. And there's a whole kind of group gathered around Gordo, around the campfire. It's about 10 or 12 people. And he's just finishing up a story, and he says, and that's why you have to beware of the death caller. And everybody goes, ooh! And that's it. And then the whole campfire gathering is breaking up. So investigators, what do you do next?
Are the other counselors there?
Yeah, let's say they are. That's right. Jackie and Aloysius and Blaine are all there.
So we know Aloysius has lost a friend and Gordo has lost a friend. I wonder if we could ask Blaine and Jackie. Maybe I'll start with Blaine because Jackie will be around later.
Oh, all right. So you want to try a BA pal roll with Blaine? I think that is not working out. So I don't know what you. Let's say that she's
I
not in the right state of mind to answer your questions. How about that?
I'm just not a smooth talker.
That's all. Investigators, all the camp counselors actually are going to usher you back to your cabin at this point. It's getting dark. You've got a big day ahead of you tomorrow. All right.
As we're walking back, could I chat with Jackie?
Sure. Why don't you try a be a pal roll? Oh, regular success, right? Okay. So, what are you going to ask her?
I think it would. So I'm wondering about like what Corey's what happened to the middle generation there, like what happened to Corey's parents. But I think I'm going to go with the. Did she used to come here as a camper before she was a counselor, and see if I can work it around to. Did she have any friends who had to leave and get homesick or something like that?
Yeah. So since you got a success with that be a pal roll, go ahead and you can read out this handout about Jackie's pen pal.
Read it out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. She met a girl named Tina Karpinski at Camp Whisperwood when she was 9, and the two became best friends. They were pen pals all year. She saw her again when she was 10 at Camp Whisperwood. Then Tina looked sad on the last day. Jackie was busy showing her parents her trophies and didn't notice when Tina left. She never wrote back again. She never came back. So you never heard from her again?
No, I don't know what happened. Maybe she moved or something like that. I thought, though, that she would have at least sent me a change of address or something like that so we could keep sending letters. But people get busy. Life is a river, and you just have to skip over those stones. Sometimes you skip over two at once. That's probably what happened.
I saw Corey taking food to his grandpa today. How come his parents don't do that?
Oh, I never met his parents, but I'll bet they're just as creepy as he is. That kid never says anything. Um, I mean, well, I don't know. I think something happened to them. That's what I would guess. I might have heard a rumor about that or something like that. Kids make up stuff all the time, but as far as I know, I've never seen little Corey's parents. Um, maybe, maybe, he just comes here in the summer times because his parents are busy and they feel like they should send him off to camp or something like that. I really don't know. All I know is he doesn't do any of the stuff that the other campers do. He's kind of little, so maybe um, some of it's too tough for him. But I would bet he's got to help old man Wilmarth quite a lot because I think that guy can't even get up out of his chair.
What about old man Wilmar? Have you actually met him, or seems like he's not around much?
Oh, I met him once when I was really little. I think maybe 7 or 8 or something like that when I first started to come to the camp. He used to um, come out every once in a while and watch the kids playing on the field or canoeing in the lake, and he would wave at us. So we would wave back, and I might have said 2 words to him at some point, maybe he said "have fun" or something like that, but we never had what you would call a conversation. And I'll just show you a picture of old man Wilmarth, what he looked like, at least in Jackie's memory. She kind of describes, it's kind of a grizzled beard and so on, the kind of guy who looked like he spent all his time outside, basically.
I mean, we would have seen him at this point, so is this what he still looks like?
Actually, you've never really seen him, except through that window.
Right, but we have seen him through the window, or was that not clear enough?
You sort of saw the shape of an old man. Could have been him. Probably was.
So, to Jackie, did old man Wilmarth seem like a nice guy? Is it? I mean, he built this whole camp, right? He must have really had fun with kids or liked kids, or, or did he seem nice to you?
Yeah. I mean, he didn't seem mean. It almost seemed like he was glad that we were there, but not so glad that he wanted to talk to us. It was kind of just like he liked having people around. And it was like, he liked watching what we were doing. Almost like we were his entertainment, Do you think he's watching us now? And then she elbows you. I'm just kidding with you. All right, investigators, you've got to go to bed. Jackie has walked you over to the cabin. It's like, big day tomorrow. I heard that the weather is taking a turn, so they're going to change the schedule up a little bit. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but you better get a good night's sleep, just in case. All right? All right.
Okay.
Now, investigators, we're going to do luck rolls. See if you do get a good night's sleep. All right. So that's a failure and a success and an extreme success. Oh my gosh. Matthew, you sleep like a baby. Jonny, you sleep like a slightly older baby. Right? Jonathan, you don't sleep well at all. You kind of toss and turn in the night, and something sort of unusual happens. You have this nightmare where you are walking in the forest. You're all by yourself, actually, and you know that you've traced this path before. You're used to having your friends with you, but they're not there anymore. You're there by yourself, and every once in a while you see along the ground or on a tree some white paint. It's a shape, a symbol that looks something like this. And then you see the little boy, Joey, Maddox's grandson, with a little bucket of white paint, painting this symbol a little farther along. Wherever you're walking, in the path you're going, there's little Joey, the groundskeeper's son, painting this white symbol on a tree or on a rock, and then he disappears. And then you realize you've walked past the area where he was painting these little symbols, and you are alone, all by yourself. And you're taking more and more steps farther and farther away from the painted symbols. And you start to get worried, and it gets quieter all around you and darker. And then you look all around you at the trees, and you see all of these hollowed out spots in the trees, and all of these little gaps under all the rocks. You realize they're around you, and they've been around you this whole time, and now you start to see little black shapes coming out of the holes in the trees and under the rocks, and they all have small eyes, and they're all looking right at you and turning right toward you and massing into a giant black cloud that's coming forward right into your eyes and into your mouth and filling you up from the inside out with darkness. And then you wake up right after that with a start, and you are standing in the doorway of your cabin. You make such a loud noise that it wakes up both Jonny and Matthew. And you get to make a sanity roll. You get to.
You get to. Oh boy. Not even close.
That's a 1d5 sanity loss for your nightmare. Oh. You get a temporary mania. Your temporary mania is you need to be outside and you need to seek out whatever was in the darkness so you can conquer it, so you can know it wasn't real. So you're going to run out of the cabin into the night. That's your next action that I control. Jonny and Matthew, you see this. You just hear his scream, and he runs out into the night.
I'll run out after him.
Yeah, I'll grab, make sure I've got my pocket knife and then run out after him.
All right. So these are going to be, let's do gym class rules for all three of you. Actually, don't forget your 25-point bonus. And we'll see if Jonathan gets away from you all.
Critical success, wow.
That's pretty good. Oh, okay, so you got a critical success.
Oh, you ran faster.
He ran fast?
I was going fast, but he was going faster.
Yeah. So you're running out into the night. Jonny, you're maybe shouting after him, right? And trying to stop him. You can tackle him, actually, to stop him if you want to do that. Otherwise, he's going to keep running.
Yeah, I'll tackle him.
You tackle him? Okay, so that's just going to be like a fighting roll. Okay. I'm going to assume, Jonathan, that you're not fighting back. But he does, like, as he sort of leaps to stop you and tackle you to the ground, you take 1 point of damage. And also, but you're fully awake now. And you're saying, this is what I saw, right? Or you can tell him or not tell him. It's up to you. And I just have
to... I'm going to tell him, and I'm going to tell him that I have to go. I got to go look for the sides and look for the holes.
It was just a dream, Jonathan. It was just a dream.
I know, but I got to prove it.
You want to see if you can roll Be a Pal to settle him down? Well...
I'm not good at being pals. It's very clear.
You're not good at being pals. Let's say, Matthew, you've showed up now. Why don't you roll Be a Pal?
Yeah.
You're just a bit behind them. See if you can settle him down. Nope. Not at all.
Oh.
You're really riled up. You are really riled up. So...
Look, we'll just go to the woods. We'll look at the trees.
I've got a flashlight. It's clear nothing's going to settle you down. Let's look for 2 seconds and then get back to bed.
Okay, you've got the flashlight. Why don't you do a notice stuff, Matthew? You've got a flashlight. This has to work out well, right? See? Okay, maybe not. So now you're all walking around in the dark. You're in the dark. What else what do you do while you're walking around trying to notice stuff and not finding anything?
Well, not finding anything should reassure me because that's the whole point. Because I'm looking for the signs and I'm looking for the holes and all these kinds of things. So not seeing them is a good thing.
There you go. Okay.
Do we know where Joey and his dad live?
Oh, farther off the edge of the property. So, it's closer to 17, way over here.
Okay, yeah, we're not. I don't imagine we're going that far right now.
Yeah, you're probably not going
But
that.
that'd be one way to know for sure.
You're going in the wrong way for that, probably. But, okay. So anyway, investigators, let's say you managed to get control of Jonathan, drag him back. You can finish up the night back in the cabin.
Yeah.
Two of you mostly still sleep like babies, a regular baby and a slightly bigger baby. And Jonathan, you sleep fitfully. And the next morning, Jackie comes in, pounding on the cabin door, going, "Hey guys, guess what? The weather's going to turn in a couple days. So what that means is, since we can't do the hike to Blocks Rock on Thursday, we're doing it today. So get your stuff ready, get all your gear together. We're going to leave right after breakfast."
Can I tell her that I tripped and fell and look at these bruises and see if she can apply some first aid to me?
Yes, absolutely. So you want her to examine you, right? So you're going to roll 75. Oh, sorry, yes, 75 or below. So roll a D100, and we'll see. Jackie's going to check you out. 78. Oh.
Should I use luck, or does she have to use luck?
You could use luck. If you want to use luck, then she can patch you back up, and you can sort of cover from the tackling. She sees all kinds of weird bruises on your body, actually, like way more. And now in the daylight, you're noticing a lot more bruises on your body than seem possible for whatever happened yesterday. If you combine the tackling with the obstacle course, with the archery earlier in the day, it's almost like, your body is weirdly black and blue all over. And then she's looking at Jonny and at Matthew and going like, are you guys like beating him up or something like that? Why does he look like this?
I'm going to tell her that I had a nightmare and then I went outside to get some fresh air, and then I fell down the front stairs.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, wow. Well, okay. I guess, well, just take it easy today, except for the 10-mile hike. But other than that, Jonathan, you should take it easy. All right. So investigators, what's going to happen next is they're going to let you have breakfast and then start you on the hike to Blocks Rock, which is kind of on the edge of the property. You can see it in the upper right of the map. A whole bunch of campers are going to get together for this. So you're going to have a party of, say, 15 or 20-ish with you. And Jackie's going to lead your small group, which consists of you and also Tilly Valentine. Aggie Dyer will come along as well. She doesn't really want to, but she is being forced to. All of this stuff is nonsense, basically. And then you'll have a couple of other campers, whatever. Their names don't matter. Billy and Timmy, let's say, are coming along as well. And then there are other groups that are going to be led by the other camp counselors. So Gordo will have a group, and Aloysius will have a group, and Blaine will have a group as well. That will be leading you all on the hike over to Blocks Rock. So, investigators, anything else you need to do or bring with you before you start on that hike?
So,
bring
my
my
main
flashlight.
gear-wise, flashlight, backpack, notepad and pencil, Swiss Army knife.
Sure. You've got those?
Water.
You can have that.
Stopping at the dining hall for the granola bar.
Sure.
Take a donut. Put a donut in my pocket. One of Ernie's donuts.
That's a good idea, actually.
AK-47.
AK-47. Are you bringing your bows and arrows?
Are we allowed to?
I think Jackie would let you, provided you say you're not going to shoot any of the other campers with them.
Okay. Yeah. Just in case.
Are we allowed to bring arrows? I mean, because she shouldn't know we have arrows.
You're going to have to hide those, I think. Let's have 3 beast.
Well, if you have your backpack, then.
Yeah. Her assumption is that you might make some, but you never know. Maybe these are just totems or symbols for you. You could do 3 be sneaky rolls, and we'll see if you can manage to get some arrows with you. Oh.
Oh no.
How about that? Anybody using luck or pushing a roll? Okay, I guess not. So this is what I think Matt. Oh wait, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, just saying, I'm not pushing.
Yeah, you already fumbled. So what that means is Jackie saw you with the 3 arrows and took them away from you. So you have a bow and no arrows. And Jonathan, you, I guess, or Johnny, you were not able to sneak out the black arrow. Okay, so you got your 3 bows. Tilly also has her bow that she's just kind of wearing as sort of a badge of honor, and her backpack, etc. And everybody, you're going to do the hike right now. Let's do a gym class roll. So we'll sort of speed forward on the hike, and I'll tell you what happens. And remember to add your 25-point bonuses and let me know. It's not looking good?
Oh.
Did anybody succeed?
No.
This is exhausting for you.
No.
It's incredibly...
I didn't sleep well.
Yeah, that's probably...
So bad.
It's unbelievably arduous for you. You were not ready for this. You should have slept better. It was just it's incredibly painful. You walk through all of this beautiful kind of idyllic landscape. You can't enjoy any of it at all because everything aches and hurts, and your quads are burning, your calves are burning. Jackie is trying to be encouraging. I'll tell you, it is kind of a hard hike. Even Tilly winds up being a little bit not sour in terms of her mood, but not normally, not her bubbly, positive self. And Jackie takes more breaks than she would like for all of you to make your way up the hill. I will tell you that at some point you are passed by another group, and it's Gordo's group, who are making their way a little faster than you up the hill. And you hear a couple of the campers. Actually, go ahead and do a notice stuff roll, each of you. Hard success from Jonathan, right? Okay. So you managed to overhear some of Gordo's campers talking about the story that he told last night around the campfire. And kind of the brief points that they made. Well, one of them wants to try to embellish the story a little bit, so you can't quite rely on what he says, but he's like, oh yeah, that part where Gordo was talking about that guy who was a sort of a European sorcerer who would steal people's souls, called the Death Caller. I can't believe they thought that he was around here somehow, and that the natives of the area, the shaman, had dispelled him somehow or killed him. I don't quite remember what they said about that, but and then the other guy's correcting him, no, there's they had to sacrifice their lives. Don't you remember the part with their blood and the singing, and also one of them got stabbed, and The other guy's like, no, Gordo was making that part up. I'm sure that he was making that part up. And how could that guy, the death caller, that sorcerer or whatever, how could he steal the souls of children? That doesn't. Nobody can do that kind of thing. And the other, it's just a story, man. He's just trying to freak us out, right? But don't worry, I got your back. And the other guy's like, don't worry, I'm running away at the first sign of trouble, right? And then they sort of continue up the hill. So investigators, so we're going to fast forward to, you eventually get to Block's Rock, which is located way, way, way up here. It takes all day. Should have taken about half a day, but your group was so slow. You are the last ones up there. You get actually the worst camping spot possible. Everybody else has picked something better, but the truth is yours is actually not that bad. It's quite dark, right? By the time you're getting all your tents pitched and ready to go, let me do this actually. I will up the light a little bit so that you can see a little better around you. But hopefully what you should see is, your own camping area where everybody's getting their tents ready. Unfortunately, Tilly has to share a tent with Aggie Dyer, and there are, a couple of other kids in a different tent. You guys can pair off as you like. Or actually, Jackie wants her own tent. She says she needs some quiet time. It's been a long day. So, Jonny, she forces you to go and share a tent with Matthew and Jonathan and sort of squeeze in next to them. Can you see well enough what it looks like around your camp at all, or is it still too dark?
Kind of see, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Rocks and grass.
Yes. So the other thing I'll do here is I will move. You can have a nice cozy fire also around you. Let's put that here. Dynamic lighting. We'll make this a little bit brighter. Okay. Good. So you can see there's a nice little fire going, right, for all of you. And so you kind of settle in. It's been a long day. There are some provisions that Jackie has brought along, investigators, and she sort of cooks you about or helps you cook everybody a nice, but quick meal because everybody is really tired. You're going to turn in now any moment. Tilly's been writing in her little journal about what's been going on, sort of and you can see the page that she's on, a really hard day. That's the last thing that she writes, and then pokes the pen in the page and then closes it all up. Investigators, what do you do?
Guess get ready for bed.
Yeah. I think go to sleep. Well,
Look
toast a
around the
marshmallow
tree.
and then go to sleep.
Look around at the trees nearby, just to after the dream from last night. Just make sure.
All right. So you can do a notice stuff roll. So there's a regular success and a failure. Wait, what was that? A hard success, a regular success. I'm losing track now. Regular success, a failure, and a failure, right? And so, Jonny, you're looking around, looking at the trees, looking around at the rocks, looking at the view of the lake, that you can see sort of in the distance and so on, looking at the sunset. Wait, the sun has set. You can sort of see the little campfires for the other campsites that are a little bit of a distance away, the more choice spots. Yours is still good. You don't see anything unusual at all. You kind of hear Aggie, arguing with Tilly about who gets what side of the tent, and that's it. But you don't notice anything else unusual. Okay. Time to turn in. Is anybody tying Jonathan up, or?
Well,
No, but
I'll
I'm
ask
gonna
if
take
you want that done. Are you? You seem like you're calm. Do we have to worry about you running off again?
No, but I'll take the spot farthest from the tent door because it'll feel safer for me.
Oh, very good. Okay. Anything else?
I feel like should be something, but I can't think of anything else we should be doing.
Holy water.
You don't have any of that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's nice when you do, though.
Oh, do we have any salt?
Do you have any salt? There's a little bit of cooking salt. There's like a shaker's worth. If you want to borrow that from, you're gonna sneak. I'm not gonna make you do a sneaky roll or anything like that. If you just want to have a salt shaker in your pocket, why would you?
Sure.
Oh, here's the other thing you could all do because you all have the spooky stuff skill. Why don't you all roll spooky stuff so you can sort of think about anything that you've seen or heard, or get ideas about precautions you may need to take. Failure. Very good.
I'll use luck on that.
You'll use luck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those of you who succeeded, right? Everything that you've heard is, and experienced. Some of it might have been in your own minds. It might be nonsense, but you have a feeling of dread and unease. Too many things don't make sense. Why was one of you pulled into the lake? Why was an arrow fired right next to the ear of another one of you? Why is a silent little boy, feeding his grandfather in that way? What strange story did Gordo tell? Why are kids going missing from Camp Whisperwood? All of this sets you on edge. Why is Jonathan having strange nightmares, other than perhaps kind of a weakness of character? No, it must mean something. It must mean something. And so you are resolved. It doesn't seem safe in some way. What could you do? Well, there's not much. You're just kids. You can hunker down together, right? You can think about everything you learned about the darkness that you've seen, about the symbols you've seen drawn. Unfortunately, you all have bows with no arrows. What can be done? But there's danger around. You just have a strange and funny feeling. You could stay all night if you want and just listen. Whatever you want to do. But you know that there's something that's not right all around you.
Is there something Can I make some arrows?
Oh, you could make some arrows. You just do some fixed stuff rolls, like a successful fixed stuff roll. Or no.
I'm
going to try to turn my marshmallow sticks into
oh! Sure.
Oh, look at that.
I'll give Matthew one, and then Jonathan, you can have two.
Okay.
Don't give one to Johnny though.
I'll give him one too. So now we each have one of them.
All right.
Kick out.
Right. You're all very tired.
If I think about the spooky stuff that I know, do I recognize that story, or the bits that I overheard? Does that remind me of any sort of story I've heard before? Like what I would call other details about it.
I don't think it reminds you of a story that you've heard before. But what you can do, thinking about spooky stuff, is connect that story about the death caller to what did he do? Did they say? Now, steal the souls of children? It's too bad you didn't go and sit around that fire to listen to Gordo's full story. Oh well.
Yeah.
But it does remind you that people have gone missing, and there's no explanation so far that you've found that makes sense other than it's just a bunch of coincidences. So
I'm gonna say when we go to sleep, we should like take the if we have like a can of an empty Coke can from dinner or a canteen or something like that, and like tie it on to the tent the tent zipper and keep anybody from coming in, make noise in case somebody's trying to get in our tent.
that is an excellent precaution. I will allow that without any sort of special roll. Everybody just thinks you're a wacko around you, but
Yeah.
like your tent, right? You do what you want. Okay, good. Let's do Constitution rolls for everybody to see how deeply you fall asleep. Okay. And so those of you who succeeded, you get to decide. That is to say, if you failed your Constitution roll, you are dead asleep. You are super tired. It's been a long day. Those of you who succeeded in your Constitution roll, you tell me, are you staying kind of lightly alert? Are you sort of taking turns going to sleep? Are you just saying, I'm dead asleep, I'm tired, I want to recover myself, or I want to try to stay awake as much as possible? What are you doing?
I think we should take turns.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right. And then John,
And
out.
I'm out.
The rationalization being like, okay, Jonathan went kind of nutty last night. Let's watch over him and the stuff around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. So those of you who are awake, in whatever order. So let's say, so Jonny, you're awake first, and then Matthew, you're asleep, and then maybe you trade off. How's that? So,
Yep.
Matthew, it's the middle of the night. You're the only one awake. I don't know if the tent itself is closed, right? Because you're not opening it because you want that can to give things off, right? You're just sort of, I don't know, twiddling your thumbs or whatever, and doing whatever is the opposite of counting sheep. And you hear tent flaps open. It's like, oh, somebody's probably just, it's the call of nature or whatever else, right? Do you have to go, Jonathan? Is that why Lily's behind you? I didn't get that combination. Could you do that again?
She's bothering me because she's just being obnoxious.
Oh, that's fine. I should pay her to
I think
sneak up on you at the right moment and scare you to death. So, Matthew, you're awake. You hear all the other tent flaps open and steps in the dirt and grass and on the rocks, all stepping away, and then silence.
So I'll carefully open up the tent just a little bit to look out and see if I can see who it is making the footstep noises.
All right, so your soda can does move. You look out and you don't see anything.
Okay. So I'll step out and see if the tents are open.
Do you want to wake me up first?
Hey, he's asleep. He can't
Just
give
want
you
to
advice.
see. Is that?
He's asleep. He can't give you advice.
Yeah. No, I just want to see if I can see before I wake them up.
All right, so you're stepping out of your tent.
Just to see if the other tents are open or closed.
The other tents are open.
Okay. And is anyone in them?
You're gonna go check.
Yeah.
You go and check. Jackie's tent, empty. Tilly.
I would check Tilly's tent first.
Tilly's tent. Go to Tilly's tent. Tilly's tent. No Tilly. No Aggie. You see there on Tilly's sleeping bag a bow and 5 arrows.
Oh.
She does everything better than all of you. And so there's
So
no
I'll
entrance.
wake up Jonny and Jonathan and say, "Hey, looks like everybody's just left. Need to check this out."
It doesn't sound good.
Okay.
I'm-
Let's turn on a
I'm going to
flashlight.
go look in the tents because, I mean, that's what I would do. And do we see anything else left behind, or actually, we should grab the 5 arrows for one thing. But
Mhm.
like anything else that we could tell whether they left like I don't know.
Just typical camper
Did they take
stuff.
anything?
Flashlight? No,
Like
they
did it
didn't.
look? They just left.
Yeah,
I've got my flashlight in one hand while holding the bow and like going around like that.
that can only go well for everyone.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna call out for Jackie. I'd like to cycle through the names.
Yeah.
Because I would think a counselor would be in charge, so I would like call for the counselor.
You're going to go look for the other ones, or you're looking for Jackie? You're just looking for Jackie.
I'm just calling out the name, like calling out
Jackie,
first.
Jackie, you're out there. There's no answer.
Do we see
Are there?
footprints?
Yeah.
I'm shining the flashlight around the woods. Am I seeing anything? Anything on the trees or
Can
anything
you
like
do
that?
a notice stuff roll?
I mean, I can, but we know what this is gonna be.
Yeah, but do
Oh
I
wow, look at
have
that!
to?
I'm surprised.
You're surprised. You don't notice anything in the trees. You see footsteps or markings in the grass and in the dirt, because it's been a little bit damp. A pretty clear trail.
Does it look like they all went in the same direction then, like together?
It does.
So everybody, it's not footprints for all the other people.
That part's hard to tell. You can tell that it's footprints walking away from your camp in a direction sort of down away from this sort of high point, kind of along the edge of the rock. But there's a bunch of dirt that where there's some impressions, or you can clearly see some foot heel prints and so on. So you can see that there's been some negotiation down a small hill next to the rock.
Okay,
the nameless
and Blair Witch Project has
campers.
not come out yet. That's right.
The nameless campers went too, I assume. Like nobody in any of the tents.
That's right. What were their names? Anybody remember?
Billy and Timmy. I don't know.
Billy and Timmy. There we go. They are
Not
gone.
Joey and
They were in a
Corey.
different cabin. I don't know.
Yes, that's right.
We ought to follow the
We either
trail.
go back to bed or follow them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we already grabbed the arrows. We should probably grab Tilly's bow as well.
Better made bow.
hmm And I've got my pocket knife and flashlight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, let's follow.
Okay. So, investigators, if you're going to follow, you've got your flashlight. You sort of trace your way down this small hill. And you might remember when looking at Block's Rock from a distance, it just looks like a giant boulder, basically. Probably about 75 feet across, and then going down into a mountain, the side of a mountain, who knows how far. And you walk a little bit farther down and a little bit farther down along the edge, around the perimeter of the rock, and then you see this kind of a gap. It's almost big enough for you to walk through standing straight up. And there's a little bit of a light coming through from the other side of the gap in this rock.
It's like a tunnel kind of thing.
It is like a tunnel going into Block's Rock.
We shine the flashlight into it. What do we see? Does it just seem like natural cleft in the rock, or?
Actually, let's do this to make it easier on somebody, on me. It looks something like this. So you're outside and there's a kind of a cleft in the rock. It does look like a hollowed out sort of tunnel.
And the light at the end, I mean, that's not like moonlight or starlight. It's like brighter than that.
It looks like it's torchlight. Or a lamp of some kind.
Can we hear anything?
Do a notice stuff roll. You hear a kind of, let's see, who was the most successful here? That's Jonny, right?
Yeah.
So you can hear a kind of a humming noise, like many voices. It's not kumbaya, but it gives you that sort of sense, right? Is it a camp tune people are humming about Whisperwood? No, that's in your imagination, but it's many voices.
Let's try to sneak in a little bit quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those would be sneaky rolls.
Yeah, we're not being sneaky.
So there's just a lot of rock. Okay. An investigator says you walk farther down, you're in a tunnel, and then it opens up into this strange empty room where in front of you are just
Oh,
bones all along the wall, and they are packed tightly into a beautiful pattern. You think it's horrifically beautiful, and as you look, you realize, like, oh, the bones themselves, they're not the bones of adults. They are all smaller. They are all people, but smaller, and stacked together so tightly. The skulls and the femurs, just into a perfect kind of tight matrix with one keystone at the top, an open, gaping skull, and there's a tunnel in between. Investigators make a sanity roll. The chanting has stopped.
oh.
Oh, all right. Well, how often does a fumbled sanity roll come through? Not very often. So failure. So a success is a 1d3 loss. A failure is a
It was a hard
1d5 loss.
success.
Yeah. So no, you still get just a 1d3. Failure is a 1d5. Your fumble gets a 1d8 sanity loss. This is not good. Okay. So Jonathan, that's a 6-point loss, which means you get a temporary mania. And
Again.
Again, that's right, and I control your next action. What would be a reasonable thing to do in this scenario? Because you would do the exact opposite.
Run for adult help?
Right. That would be the reasonable thing. So you're like, an adult can't possibly help me. But here's what you do instead. So do you have a flashlight on you?
Yeah.
You have a flashlight. Do you have your bow?
Yep.
How many arrows do you have?
I think we had 6 arrows total, so we probably have 2 apiece.
2 apiece.
Oh wait, no, we had 1 apiece, and then we had five more, so like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Like 2 or 3.
Let's say you have two arrows. So this is what you do. You rig up in your left hand. You've got your flashlight and the end of your bow, and then you've got both arrows knocked and ready to go. And you're holding back like this, and you just start walking forward. You're like, Tilly's in there somewhere. We've got to save her.
Gotta save her.
So
Please never say die.
you're in the front. You go first. You actually run ahead of Matthew and Jonny. Jonny and Matthew, you see this. I'm going to take him off the map for a second. He's gone ahead of you. What do you do?
Go after him.
We got to go after him, but yeah,
Not
looking,
but yeah.
very carefully.
Right, so you're taking a more kind of measured pace, right? Okay. I'm gonna move you off the map for a second.
I will have the arrow knocked though.
You will have your arrow knocked. Okay.
Mhm.
Great. All we need is an absolutely perfect shot fired. I'm just kidding about that. Okay. So, and I think, I don't know, is the map actually showing for anybody right now? I can't remember. If you're
Just seeing the room.
If you're off the map,
yeah. We're off the map, but we're seeing the room with stalactites and stalagmites.
Mhm.
Right. Jonathan, you're in the
Oh.
And people.
And people. So, Jonathan, you're in the front. So, you see a kind of a cavernous room with stalactites and stalagmites, and along the edges of the room, you see, with their eyes kind of glazed, Billy and Timmy. They're not your friends. You don't care about them at all. You see Aggie Dyer as well, who's just sort of frothing at the mouth, but standing there. She seems to not be able to move. You see Jackie as well. She's actually laying on the ground, tied up, and she's been knocked unconscious. And you see Tilly Valentine leaning over. She's on her knees on the ground in front of an old man and a little 6-year-old boy. And the little 6-year-old boy is walking toward Tilly with his hands outstretched, coming closer and closer to touching the sides of her head, like this. You're the first one in the room. What do you do?
And what's Wilmarth doing? See him back there?
Wilmarth looks like he's barely there. So he's just sort of laying back with his eyes lolled up in his head. It almost looks like he's not even paying attention to what's happening in the room. I say the room.
I'll probably. So Corey is the only one who seems to be active and doing stuff. Is that right?
That's right. He's the one who is stepping forward with his hands out like this.
I'm gonna tell him to stop right there.
I wonder if he's going to listen to you. Let's have you do, I don't know, be a pal roll for a second to see if that causes him to say or do anything differently. Ooh, there's a regular success, right? So this gets a pause from little Corey, who turns and looks at you. Look at those big eyes. He's got his hands out, and he raises up his head. And what is it you said to him?
Stop right there.
Stop right there. You hear his sweet little 6-year-old voice say, "But I don't want to stop. I need your souls. I need all of the souls, including yours." And then he turns and he looks at Aggie Dyer, and he looks at Timmy, and he says, hold him. And the three of them, even though they seem to not be able to control their actions, turn toward you, and their eyes are completely black. And they start shambling toward you, Jonathan. And this is what Matthew and Jonny see as they walk into the room right after you. Investigators, what do you do?
I think I'm gonna loose an arrow at little Corey there.
Oh my gosh. Jonny and Matthew, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run at Corey because he looks like he's gonna do something to Tilly.
That he does look like he's going to do something to Tilly. And Matthew, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll try to. So it's Aggie and Billy and Timmy are coming towards us.
Yes, that's right.
So I'll run at them, and whoever's closest, I'll try to tackle.
Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. So I think that's then. Is it fighting rolls, gym class rolls? Tell me what everybody's doing.
I'm gonna go with gym.
You're going to go with the gym class roll. That's right, because you do get a.
It was a gym class before for the bow and arrow. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that could work out. Okay.
Yeah. Plus 25.
Plus, yes, don't forget your plus 25.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Oh my
success.
God. Why? That's not a fumble, but still, it's not great.
Let me
That's
see.
a success on the arrow with the bonus.
And the arrow is going where?
At Corey.
The arrow is going at Corey. Okay. All right, well, hold on that for a second. I'll tell you what to calculate for the damage. And then, let's see. So for Matthew, you were trying to do a gym class roll because you were just going to try to, like, say, tackle one of the, like, Aggie, Billy, or Timmy. Okay, so that didn't work out.
Or all of them if I could.
It did with his plus 25. That worked.
Did it work out with your plus 25? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a success.
Okay, so that was a success. It's hard to tackle for one kid to tackle three people, but we might be able to do it. Hold on. And then Jonathan, you got a. Oh no,
I failed.
You failed.
I,
you were trying to
outright failed.
You were trying to go at you were just trying to, like, sort of run toward Corey.
Yep.
Oh my God. Well, on the bright side, you didn't fumble because then you would have been shot by the arrow that Jonathan was firing. Wow, this is exciting. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say happens. Since Matthew is... This would be the most ridiculous thing to do. So since it's a one-shot adventure with a bunch of kids, why not? Matthew, I'm going to move you forward here. Here's what I think you do, which is, because you succeeded, you run toward all three of these zombified kids, and you jump down onto the ground, and you roll like a log, knocking all three of them over. Because why wouldn't a kid think? A grown-up would never do that, right? But of course a kid would do it, to knock all three of them over. So they all three of them fall over. That probably is what gets in the way of Jonny kind of trying to go over and help Tilly. Jonathan, you fire this arrow. It's a 1d6 damage. So can you roll a 1d6? Four points of damage. Okay. You're firing this arrow. It lands in Corey. Where do you think it hits? Or do you want to determine this randomly?
Well, I'm probably aiming a bit high so that because if Tilly is kneeling there on the ground, so maybe like in a shoulder or something like that.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So it does go into a shoulder, right? And he sort of screams. He screams like a 6-year-old boy, right? Who's been really badly hurt. who has an arrow in his chest. And you see this kind of darkness around where the arrow has penetrated his skin. And the darkness all around gets wider and wider. And Corey, eventually I'll get it, guys, but at the end, Corey, screaming, can't stop the darkness from extending out beyond his skin, kind of bursting all around, and he just becomes darker and blacker, and he's looking at you. He looks at you again with those big, dark eyes of a small child. You see them again. Look at the face, right? He's just a little boy, isn't he? Until he's enveloped by the darkness from the wound in his chest, and he is coated with an inky blackness, and his eyes turn blue and bright. And this thing lunges toward you now, Jonathan, the one who shot him. So make a dodge roll or a gym class roll or some kind of roll, because it's coming for you, whatever that thing is. Does that include your bonus? Even if it didn't, are you
45.
Are you gonna? This will be it for you, unless you push the roll or somehow succeed.
I can't use luck on a pushed roll, right? If the
That's
pushed
right.
roll fails,
You can't.
that I'll probably use by what should it to 45, 35, 35 of luck here.
Wow, really? You're using all 35 points? Okay. I can. I'll allow that. How many do you have left?
14.
14. It's okay. It's there to be used, right?
It's a one shot. I mean,
All right. So this one, the darkness, and Corey's body actually falls to the ground. Then after that, and all that's left is kind of this immaterial darkness that lunges toward you, the one who shot an arrow at it. So it's going to go right over Jonny, and it's going to, because you're on the ground, you've sort of fallen over Aggie and Billy and Timmy, and Matthew. Of course, you're still on the ground because you log rolled into them, right? And
It's pretty.
yeah, and it sort of lunges toward you, Jonathan. Let's do this. And actually, I should probably put him on the map so that you can see him. But it lunges past you and it misses you, and then it goes back through the tunnel, past you, and out of the cave, where you are there with, well, your friends, with Aggie, with Billy, with Timmy, with Jackie, with Tilly, who are now coming out of this strange stupor that they were in just now. Tilly is waking up to it, and she sees the dead body of Corey, the 6-year-old boy, there in the cave, and she is screaming as she looks at it. You look over and you see old man Wilmarth there drooling, his eyes sort of white in his head, and he is no longer breathing, there, dead, with you and your friends, with Jackie, who is tied up but coming around. Untie me, untie me. Investigators, what do you do?
I loose Jackie.
And then she gets up and says, "What happened? Why are we in here?"
I comfort Tilly.
Oh. Can you roll be a pal?
I can.
I really need to know how this ends up for you. And
Oh,
not well. Not well.
Oh no!
I didn't do a single time.
Good try, though. Good try.
Everybody to know. So, investigators, what happens after all of this is, I don't know. Do you stay in the cave? I assume you leave the cave immediately. You leave the body of
I think
Wilmarth.
we all run out of the cave.
Everybody up and
You leave the body of Corey there. Did I get it right? Corey?
Yes.
This time you leave the
Corey
body
and Wilmarth.
of Corey there. The rest of you kind of stagger out into the darkness. Right, maybe you go back to the campsite. maybe we should get help. We should go figure out, what we need to do about all of this. And you go and you find some other camp counselor somewhere. Maybe you find Aloysius, or maybe you find Blaine.
I think Gordo's the one we need for this.
Yes. It would be great if you could find Gordo, but Gordo is missing for some reason. Investigators. He is never seen or heard from again until possibly the sequel. And with that, investigators, you have reached the end of Whisperwood. You probably have questions. You missed so many clues. So, and I know I kept you over time, but I wanted to give you free reign. You really seem to enjoy some of the summer campy pieces of it. Do you have questions about anything?
Really?
What?
Yes.
I feel like not meeting the groundskeeper put us somewhat behind the game here.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Clearly, I mean, did the lunch lady have information for us? Because
She knew nothing. She knew nothing. She works in the dining hall.
Yeah, but she's been there.
Bro.
She would know the lore.
She's mostly in the dining hall. She's mostly in the
Okay.
dining hall. I just thought I think you had like 4 separate interactions with her.
I know.
And they all went badly.
Yes. Here is the whole story. So let's say you've survived the summer camp, right? And maybe you do a little bit of your own investigation at some point. No one happened. I mean, or maybe they shut the whole thing down very, very soon, right? So here's what happened, which is Old Man Wilmarth, a geologist, at some point came upon this site. Maybe he was just looking around, and he came across Block's rock, and he found the gap in the rock and the skeletal wall, and something happened to him there. He communed with these beings called the Hollow Ones. Now, the Hollow Ones have always lived here in this part of the land. They are the ones that kind of empowered some European sorcerer type who arrived a couple hundred years ago and made a bargain with him: steal the souls of children, and you can continue to live and thrive and have greater power. And the Native American Penobscot shaman caught wind of the fact that their children were going missing, and they figured out that there was some kind of entity or being, and they confronted it. They all died in the process of fighting the thing there in its lair, which is where Wilmarth made that discovery of the Hollow Ones and made a bargain with them: help me sustain my life even longer, give me more power. And so they did. Into the 60s and 70s and 80s, he built this summer camp. Children went missing every year. Somehow he managed to make those stories go away. Intimidate the parents. Maybe they have accidents. Maybe it's just an orphan that went missing. Maybe it's just, accidents happen at camps when kids are careless or whatever else. And then eventually more, every year someone went missing. But Wilmarth was still getting older. He was still getting older, and so what did he need to do? He needed to figure out how to be young again. So he kidnapped this little boy, Corey, and hollowed him out, basically. He had no will of his own anymore. He is just an instrument as he walks around, all of Camp Whisperwood, spying on the campers, keeping the body of Old Man Wilmarth alive, barely alive. And they realize, if I can just get enough souls all at once, I can age Joey, turn him into an adult, transfer my mind into him, and then he gets the camp, and he can have the power. Corey, God! You're gonna kill me. I gotta fix this before I run it again on Wednesday. So, anyway, if you had met Madoc, the groundskeeper, the Native American, Penobscot, who is very wise, he would have told you some stories. He would have given you some ideas of wards, or even if you had run into Joey, real Joey, Maddox's grandson, he would have said, "Oh, my grandpa told me some stories and told me about doing this kind of thing to help protect me, etc." Then it would have armed you a little bit better, probably for the conflict at the end. And probably you could have destroyed the thing instead of setting it loose in Gordo's body. He was ripe for taking over. I'm sure none of this makes any sense at all, but that's the story. That is the story.
We almost got it.
What? I mean, what could we have done differently? It was just like all bad rolls.
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, it's a good question. You could probably find out more about, like, if you had talked to Maddox. If I think if you had spent less time trying to talk to the dining hall lady and more time, well, like, who else is out there? Oh, and Nurse Crust, by the way, is Wilmarth's daughter. She would rather inherit the whole place, but he won't allow for that, which is why he kidnapped Corey. What could you do? You meet Maddox, you talk to Joey, you talk a little more to Blaine. She has a sense of things not being right in the air around Whisperwood, and something.
Tried to talk to Blaine, but that failed.
That didn't work very well.
Failed.
This is why the dice do it, right? And why I don't do it. But But you lived, which I'm disappointed by. But
if I had,
so how would we have met the groundskeeper?
Just like if you wander around and you say, like, if I'm somewhere, like, you just do like spot hidden, what else is around here? Like, most of the time he's working on something, Okay.
Oh, we did, but we kept failing.
Yeah, that's true. By the way, I'm going to show you the scenario outcomes as well.
It's rolls.
I can't make you succeed in the rolls, otherwise what you do doesn't really matter, right? It's let's see, what else could have happened? I don't know. Some of it is just extra texture or color. Like if you talk to, like if there's more time, you talk to either Joey or Blaine, and you find out about these little totems you can make, like a little carving. I might have you guys do this in real life one day. Like make a carving of yourself, and then put a little bit of your own blood on it and give it to someone else for safekeeping. Then they can protect your soul. It's kind of like a reverse Horcrux kind of thing, almost, right? But I think, if you talk to Maddox, or if you talk to little boy Joey, right, like those kinds of things can help you learn more. If you do something like say, oh, I want to go look in the main office for old newspapers or something like that. If you act like kind of investigators, like what's really going on here? Like if you get over to a phone, and you're like, I want to call some of these kids or whatever else and see if they're really there, or if they've gone missing. Like what you can wind up doing is talking to somebody on the phone who says, I don't even have a son. I don't know what you're talking about, right? If you go walking around more in the nighttime, you probably will encounter more of the hollow ones. So they're the ones, by the way, who grab Matthew's ankle. They're the ones who fire the arrow that goes over Johnny's shoulder. They're the ones who cause the nightmare for Jonathan, right? All of this is connected. So I don't know. Probably talking to the groundskeeper, talking to real Joey, not fake Joey, would make a difference. But it's fine. You still got to the end.
After that dream, I sort of, Joey was on my list, but we had to climb the rock.
Yeah, I had to accelerate it a little more because there's like a lot of time, not that much, but enough time. How many accidents did you have in the dining hall?
Too many.
Yeah, I think it was like 4.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Tilly winds up with any of you, by the way. She'll probably, if you send her a postcard, she'll write back to you with, hearts over the eyes and stuff like that. But she does that for everybody.
If I hadn't used the luck, would the thing just have gone over my head, or
if you hadn't
been
used the
bad
luck,
outcomes?
then it lives in you, and Jonathan disappears, never to be heard from again until the
nice using the luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the right choice.
It was probably the right choice. I thought, like, oh, if he doesn't do this, this will be good, right? Because then you'll just go running, screaming into the night, or even not screaming, just flying silently into the night, and becoming, communing with the hollow ones, and then you're one of them.
Yeah.
So it's just a one shot.
Okay.
I am impressed nobody died. Actually, I thought for sure, and I'm really
We
impressed.
tried our best.
You tried your best. I'm sorry I kept you guys so long. I was really impressed by Matthew's role, his role at the end. The
log roll.
The log roll. I couldn't think of a way. He went for all three. When he said that, I'm like, all right, sure, I'll allow it because it's effective. Any other questions?
Yeah, you see that on cartoons.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask you guys for some advice, which is I'm going to run this again on Wednesday. Should I make it more obvious that the dining hall lady has nothing to do with anything? Like, should I not even have her as a character? There's some lady in the.
I think we were just stuck on. I don't know that that's a problem with the
It was more of us not meeting the groundskeeper. Like if we'd met somebody who we knew had more information, I think we would have pursued it more. But
yeah,
it was only when we.
The problem is we never found out that she didn't know anything. We just
failed that was the role.
Have a conversation.
Yeah, maybe if I had just said she doesn't know anything, guys. She just works in the dining hall.
Right.
Did I say? I guess I did say a version of that. Maybe I'll go back to the recording, but it was like it was the result of a role, which could have been interpreted as,
right.
Oh, she knows something. You just don't know what it is.
She's just refusing to say it.
Yeah. That's right.
No.
But congratulations on getting to the end of this one, and all intact. You do get scenario rewards that you can apply to our regular series, and so I will send out a message about that. Maybe I'll try to have a game in November or something like that. I've already thought of a provisional title when we get back into the, the 1940s series. The next game scenario is going to be called Obvious Trap. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be a great. All right.